Thank you for your pledge on Patreon. Roderick Kenny II. Yo, what's up? It's Queens Flip, URLTV.tv. First and foremost, I want to thank you all for subscribing. Thank you all for clicking play. But what I need you guys to do is share this video, like this video, and most of all, subscribe. Subscribe. It's important that you subscribe. It helps us go to the next level. It helps the channel look good. And, you know, a lot of new viewers are hearing about us, Flip the Script podcast, and it's okay to just click that button. So it's important that you subscribe and turn on all your notifications, because sometimes I have a guest that I'm inquiring about and I want to talk to everybody. I don't want to talk to 5 of y'all, 10 of y'all. I want to talk to all of y'all. We are family. This is a group. This is Flip the Script podcast. This is all of us. You know, we are going to the next level. When I go, y'all coming with me. And when we go on those networks or whatever, y'all going to be in the comments with me. You understand? So I need you to subscribe, turn on the notifications, comment below, and share the video. This is the full video for Jha Jha. You know, I decided to give it to you guys early. You deserve it. Shout out to Jha Jha. Like I said, her opinions are her opinion. But we salute her. And we appreciate you tuning in. So like I said, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Make sure you turn your notifications on. And, you know, leave a comment. Say, what's up, Queens Flip? Leave a comment. Let me know how you feel about the video. It's important. Very important. Like I said, we will be dropping full videos, full episodes at a rapid pace. So in order for you to see them, make sure you stay subscribed. I want to thank everybody for tuning in right now. This is the full video for Jha Jha. G-Money!
Yo.
What's up, man?
What's good? What's good?
Long days, long nights.
You know what I'm saying?
The Script podcast, man. What's going on with you, man?
I'm good, man. Shout out to Mike Shows one time. You know?
Oh, yeah. You've been paying Mike Shows their respects.
So, yeah, you know.
Our sponsors. Look.
You get the hat on, too, the hat?
Yeah. I don't match at all, man. But, you know, that's when your sponsors is paying. You got to come together and put it together as possible.
Just wear whatever, right?
How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Shout out to BKV NYC too. They always throw me some nice.
I ain't gonna lie, I be hating when you do that.
Some nice little joints. You know what I mean?
These niggas shine, bro. You
I mean,
charge
listen,
these niggas, bro.
I mean, who said you're not paying? I mean, I don't know what's going on out here. What's up, man? Hold on.
Oh.
What's going on out here? Hold on. Let's talk about it. Listen, you want your product to be shown on the Script podcast. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it. You know what I mean? Hit the cash out one time. Let's get right.
That's fire.
Flip not gonna wear that shit though, but you know, you gave me up and then, you know, we situate something.
Somebody sent me a long message as far as like, yo, I'll be reaching out and G-Money's the coolest and you're a jerk. I'm like, G-Money is a nigga that wanna speak. You know what I mean? Anybody who know me know I always been like that. I always was like that. I don't really want to talk to nobody, man. But you know, they I guess.
You know what it is with me though? I know what it feels like to try to hit somebody up that's in position. You know what I'm saying? And they don't always respond. Like, you know, we ain't gonna name drop, but certain artists, certain DJs I done hit up, you know, on a what's popping, what's going on, how you feeling, happy holidays, like on some regular, just try to get homie time, and then it's a curve until something's popping. Then it's like, oh, G, what's good, bro? So anybody hit me up on you know, if you DM me or if you know text me, I try to respond to it. I don't hit everybody back, but I try to respond to
that. They cursed me out.
I try to respond to everybody. Or if you see me in the street, I try to stop and talk to you, like, have a conversation. Yeah, so you probably
yeah. I don't like. You know what I mean? But I feel good. I'm excited about the next interview, our next guest, but we can't announce it yet. But you
Jha
Jha. I'm drinking lemon water.
Really?
Freshly squeezed.
In 2 cups like this?
Yeah, well, you know, I try to front like it's a Sirzurp. What you been drinking on?
Oh, okay. I guess.
Yeah. Hopefully. Hey, Josh, you can't talk yet, man. Slow down. You know, you're laughing back there. You got to clap silently. We didn't introduce you yet. Lies of Hobie. But I feel good. Flip the Script is doing good.
That's not.
Yeah, you know.
Right?
Our assistant, you know, she has left us, but you know, she said she'd stick around until we finish our situation. But she didn't change the episode. Can you give me a sound effect, please? Yeah, she didn't change the episode, but you know, people like her. You know, I've been trying to fire her for a long time, and she beat me to the punch. You know what I'm saying? But I feel good. I'm excited. Listen, man, if y'all want, like I said, your product, your clothing line worn by G-Money or myself, you know, send us a message at DM him at DJ Money 156 or send it Flip the Script Pod.
You gonna wear it too?
If they, yeah.
No, you're not. People been asking me, bro. I was like, yo, he ain't gonna do it. Just send me the package, bro. It's all right. I be curving your shit.
Wow.
Cause you always tell me, nah, I'm good.
Come on, G. We had a different.
So you gonna wear? I start getting some shirts for you.
No.
Let me know.
I'm good.
You good?
I changed my mind.
All right, cool.
But G Money
Yo,
episode. Hold the fuck up. It's gonna be a long night. I'm gonna sit myself because I already know where this is going.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a lot of history in this building. I'm gonna put some respect on her name, but
I'm waiting for you, man.
G Money,
Yo,
episode motherfucking 116.
nigga, we made it.
We got a special guest.
Oh, Jha Jha.
Knew her for a long time. Probably don't remember me, but you know she showed me a lot of love.
Back in your rapping days?
Yeah, man. When I started, you know what I'm saying. So, you know, I was doing under the scene shit like that.
You had bars?
Nah,
Oh,
not yet. You know what I'm saying. We got Jha Jha in the building. Please, round of applause for her again.
Yeah.
What's up, man? How you doing?
What's up? How y'all doing? I'm glad y'all happy to be here. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for interviewing me. I appreciate it. It's all love.
Appreciate
all
you.
family.
Appreciate you. Good looking.
Thank you.
Like from the West Coast.
That's what they say. I be on my Cali shit sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I be on my Cali shit sometimes.
Compton.
I be on my Cali shit sometimes. I be out, I got this freestyle out so everywhere. I be everywhere with it. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Queens. Shout out to Queens Flip, G Money. You know what I'm saying? Miami, Harlem, Brooklyn, Long Island, Terrace Ave, Cali, Oklahoma. I done been some everywhere, literally. Atlanta. You know what I mean? So, and we back where it all started from. You know what I mean? New York City, getting things back situated. Been down for 4 years. Then had to do 2 years on paper for not snitching. A lot of people don't know about that, what that's really like. So,
Well, before we get there, first of all, pull the mic a little close. You know, I want you to relax. Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
So
I ain't too familiar with things being like that type close to my face like that. That's why I had to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So-
Oh, wow. You got jokes. I asked. I said, two sources, man, Jha Jha was not fucking niggas, bro. Because you said, I watched the interview. I said, yo, Cam. I said, yo, Killer, was she fucking niggas? He said, no. Bino, was she fucking niggas? Nah.
Nah.
2 parties. 2 reliable sources.
Yeah, nah.
I know they was on you. It was on you back in the days, but.
Not Cam and over.
Not
It was
Cam,
all
I'm talking about
respect.
no,
Oh yeah, the
no,
niggas.
yeah.
I'm a pretty female too. I do what I want to do. Like I'm on my Thug GT shit now. But Jha Jha comes out when it's like a real big bag. Like when I'm doing endorsements and corporate meetings and stuff. Yeah, I do what I want. Like I don't want people to put me in no box and be like, oh, this is how you. No, I literally do what I want. If you go back and follow me on YouTube, you see I switch it up. I do me. You see what I'm saying? I'm just more thorough. I'm on my thorough shit right now. I have to get back acclimated into this industry stuff. You see what I'm saying? So been down for a little minute. Swimming with the sharks, literally.
Oh, we'll get to that. Slow down. Up here we take things step by step by step. It's like climbing the stairs. It's like having a baby. First you have the baby, you crawl, then you walk, then you run, then you fly.
Got you. I'm not having a baby. What the hell?
So we're going to send it off to college too while we're here? We're going to have the baby crawl, walking, and send it off to college too? It's going to graduate also?
A lot of niggas in the hood don't go to college, but yeah, let's send them off to college, man.
Yo, so where you from originally?
Originally born and raised in Miami. Grew up there, went to college for 1 year. When I was 18, I moved to New York. And so it's like kind of like Miami / New York a little bit.
Got you.
My adult life I lived out here. You see what I'm saying? Until I got locked up.
So how was Miami? When you were living there?
What you mean, how was it? Palm trees, tropical. Like I lived right down the street from the strip club, Rolex and Coco's and all that type of stuff. But I was like super smart and super sheltered. So it's like you had 2 opportunities. I lived right in Opelika in the hood. So my parents were both in my life at the time. You see what I'm saying? They still are now. And I just chose to go to school, and my mom wasn't really with the let me go out hang out with people, so I was very introverted. The youngest, my brothers and sisters was like 12, 13, 14 years older than me. So our lives was a little bit different. Like when they were growing up, as your parents get older, they know how to, pretty much do different things with raising their children. So, I always loved music. I always had a dream for music. Parents wasn't very supportive of that because I was so intelligent that they were like, my parents are old school. You see what I'm saying? So they like, the only people who turn to music are like people who don't have no other opportunities. Like you have opportunities. And I was like, this is my heart. This is my life. This is what I want to do. I'm really good at it. And everybody else would be like, yo, your daughter is dope. Like she's really good. So, they wasn't for that. So when I got turned 18, I went to college. I did 1 year there at FAMU. And then I just happened to come to New York on a humbug. And that's when I met Cam them the first day I got here. And it was just, over from that point as far as that. But I've always wanted to do music. That's always been my heart. 3.8 GPA, double majored in college, computer information systems, business administration management.
Damn.
Yeah, like probably should have stayed there. I probably wouldn't have wound up in the feds, but, shit happens. I'm not perfect.
So what was your like backup plan, I guess, or so to speak, if you had one when you were in Miami?
I didn't really have a back. I just always knew
always music.
Music. I went to school to make my parents happy.
Right.
And really, when I moved to New York, the guy who brought me into Dipset to meet them was managing me. Told me that he was gonna pay for me to go to school while I came up here. But when I moved up here, it was a total different story. You see what I'm saying? So, and I didn't want to go tell my parents, "Oh, y'all was right. This ain't working." So I just thugged it out. You see what I'm saying? But honestly, that was probably like not such a good decision that I made to like leave. I don't feel like I feel like I should have just stayed a little bit and probably finished it out. That's always a regret that I kind of had.
Hold on, so take us to the steps now. You're in Miami. You're a young lady. You're in school. You're very smart. When did you start doing music? Like
all my life. So I was like 7 years old. I started writing. I was watching like Missy Elliott. I was like super young. I remember watching her, watching Puff, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Usher, and I was like, yo, the way they made me feel, the way the music made me feel, I was like, this is something that I wanted to do. And I really like admired Missy because she wasn't all glammed up.
Right.
But she was so respected by males in the industry. Like she was a songwriter.
Right.
And I kind of crafted myself in that I wanted to learn how to write also. I was like, it's a formula that they doing. And I got to figure out how do they make this stuff sound? How do they make it gel so well together? So that's when I just started studying her, started studying Jay-Z, Usher's performance, and, because I like to perform also, dance and everything. So I used to just study these people, study them, and really reenact their moves and dances and everything. My brother's like, why you running around here like a little boy that's walking around with these tight drawers on your head? I was, I used to slide across the floor.
Yeah.
I used to know how to do all of that type of stuff. So I've been a music junkie all my life. You know what I mean? I've always known that music was what I wanted to do.
What's your ethnic background? What was your parents?
People always ask me that, Flip. I'm black. They don't believe me though. Nobody believes me. I'm 100% black. That's what I think I am. We might got like a little Indian in my family. I might do, but people think I'm Haitian. I go to Dominican Republic. They think I'm Dominican. And I'm like, I ain't gonna front. I got to stay in the Dominican Republic, Punta Cana for free. They thought I was Dominican. They let me stay there extra night.
Wow.
All I had to do was leave them some lipstick. And they like stuff like that for whatever reason. They didn't really want the money. They wanted the stuff that Americans had. They let me stay. They was talking to me in Spanish. I just was shaking my head like I understood it. You know what I mean? Appreciate you.
Roll with the punches, right?
Roll with the punches. Yeah.
Since everybody asked you that, why you didn't ask your parents what you were?
Because they black, Flip.
No, but you gotta ask them the ethnic background. Your hair was.
Look. Here we go with this.
Nah. I love the fact that you love to be black. We all love to be black, but you have a little bit mixed shit in your body.
We might, and if I could get a check for that, I'm gonna find out because people let me know that I may be able to get a check. So I'm gonna have to dig deep because somebody owed me some 40 acres and a mule. If that's
Just
the case,
ask your parents.
I asked them, they tell me I'm black.
No, they didn't. Don't lie on those
I
beautiful
promise you. My
people.
father
Mom, where
might
your
be
mother
like...
from? Where your father from? Dad, where your mother from? Where your father
my
from?
mom's from Georgia, but her family's from Madison, Florida. My mom's from Florida. Her family's from Madison, Florida. Now, my grandmother, God rest their soul, Althea and Lily Mae, they looked a little tropical. You see what I'm saying? Like some Indians and stuff. And then my grandmother, Azora, who's on my father's side, she definitely looks like an Indian. So perhaps they say some blood, like in the blood, but I don't know. They say I'm black. Like when them police pulled me over, they didn't care if I was Asia Pacific. After they said, "Nigga, get out the car. We want to talk to you. You got some information for us." No officer will. All right, you finna do this time. Here you go to the back. So yeah, like
Respect. Do you remember the first rhyme you wrote?
I wrote so many of them. Like I remember I went to New York with like 30 songs.
So nobody in Miami out there got you to writing? Nobody, because you said your parents kept you sheltered. That means they kept
this
you in
guy I
school.
worked with prior to that, his name was Jack. He did Sudden Impact Records. He had me when I was like a little kid. And the crazy thing was we was right next door to the radio station. He had this big ass studio with the SSL board. And I was out exposed to like the big stuff, quote unquote, early in life. He had his stuff together. He had this artist named Madman. They actually came to my talent show at my school and would be asking, you know what I mean, my parents could I rap. My mother was like, hell no, she got to go to school. Like, me rap, no, my kid's going to school. So he's like, your daughter is really talented. Like, let us work with her. It was them. Then I worked with Po Boy for a minute, with E-Class. Used to rap in their studio. Rick Ross actually let me in his house when I was like 15 years old. He was Teflon Don and he freestyled with me. Like me and like my best friend or whatever, just before he even popped off. So I remember when he popped, I seen him at the Radio 1 because I kind of did that record, What You Been Drinking On, before he popped. That Hustling came out like right after that. And I seen him and I'm like, I'm so proud of you. Like, I'm proud of you too. But yeah, like I was younger. I touched those type of people, I was around a little bit of Slip and Slide, but more so it was like I said, the guy Jack, E-Class, I worked around with him. This guy named he's like super big in Miami or whatever. So yeah, shout out to all of them.
Let me ask you a question. So, and this is, we're going to get a little deep.
Okay.
So when you were younger, were you into guys at all?
I always liked women, but I tried to have a boyfriend.
Because when you was a girl, you was all right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're a girl now.
Yeah.
Palm me.
I get back. Like, listen, that's what I'm saying. When I bring Jha Jha out, like, that's like
I was
Jha
around
Jha's
you.
a bad bitch.
I saw the
Jha
niggas
Jha's
on
a baddie. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So just so you
I
tried
ain't
to
got
have
no
a-
ass though. I ain't get no ass shots. Like, I remember somebody was like, "You should get some ass shots." I'm like, "Bitch, my pants ain't gonna sag the right way if I get some ass." Like, I knew what I was on, but they 100% didn't know what I was on.
So when you were younger, you always liked women.
Yeah, I used to be having crushes on my teachers and stuff, and always like women. I always got along better with. Well, no, I get along with dudes too, but it was just, you know how women have that cattiness towards each other. They never had a cattiness towards me. Like, we always got along. It was always like no issues.
So when did you try to have a boyfriend? At what age?
Like 15, 16. We ain't never do nothing, but he was trying to do something, but it was just uncomfortable. That's how I know. I was like, this might not be for you, my nigga. Like, you supposed to be at the age, you supposed to be popping. All your other friends is popping. I used to lie to them and be like, did you on such and such? I was like, yeah, we did, but nah, we never did nothing. But it's like 15, 16, I went to prom with him and everything. I paid for the car rental. He was mad because I was driving his Bentley. I was driving. He wanted to drive in front of his friends. I dropped him off home and went to go mess with another chick. I went to the Grand Prix with her. We was riding around.
Well, hold on.
That's fine.
Cause he had an attitude though. It's like, you know how y'all get when like y'all girl, like she have an attitude and she's embarrassing you in front of y'all friends. So you like, bitch, hold on, wait. Like, that's kind of how I treat it, not in the sense, but I'm like, what you want to do? So he has an attitude because I'm not letting him drive the car. But my father had already say, I pay for this. You not finna, this car costs $2,500 a day. Like, we not letting them, this nigga supposed to pay for the car if that's the case. You know what I'm saying? So nobody can drive. You're not supposed to even be driving it. You're not 21. So he got an attitude and he was like not friendly to like the company that I had around. So I was like, all right, what you want to do? And he was like, he ain't say nothing. So I was like, all right, let's go. We out. I was like, I'm gonna hit you back later. I dropped him off home. He was calling my mom. My mom was like, what'd you do? It's such and such. He called her back and back. I'm like, I left that nigga. I'm at the Grand Prix. I was being a thought, chasing, running around, doing some other things. So, I mean, I try. I really did try. And I don't have a problem with men. Like I said, I get along great with men. I know I'm a female, not trying to be a dude. I just like to dress really good on both ends. You see what I'm saying? I got a whole lot of splash. But it just didn't work out as far as that. You know what I mean?
So being young, it didn't work out in the men department. So you still just females all the way.
Yeah, but like y'all never did nothing to me though. Like I'm not, you know how some people have like horror stories about dude, like they broke your heart. I actually like felt like if I was to be with a dude, like I would be able to get married like that. Like I would be, you know, like I wouldn't have a problem. You know how women have problems finding men? I was like, I never had like, you know, I don't think I would have a problem with that, you know. I just think that it just, you know, something in the water. My parents had me too old. I think that's what it was. They had me too. They should have had me when they had my brothers and sisters. You see what I'm saying? So, you know. But shout out to all the handsome dudes out there if that's it. That's any consolation.
Stop it. Niggas still be trying to holler at you?
Some of them do. I'm like a pretty female in a sense. I'm not like a manly, like I'm thorough because I keep it G. But I'm not like a female who think they're a dude. So I don't like, you know, I don't mess with y'all egos like that. Like even though I come splashy and everything, you know, as long as everybody's respectful, I'm not trying to outdo you. And you know what I mean? Right. Like I can never be a man. I don't have a real, you know what I mean, penis or whatever. So I know that. There's a lot of people who don't, you know, understand the dynamic of it. And really, honestly, like the girls like the fact that you a girl but you a little edgy. You just go, you can run with that. You ain't got to be trying to be no whole dude. You know what I mean? Just be yourself. If that's in you, then that's in you. But me personally, like, I've always liked sneakers. I've always liked to be comfortable. You know what I mean? If I do a show, I'm more comfortable just like this because I can give you the appropriate show. When some heels, I used to be having to hold on to dude and hold the mic because I couldn't really walk in them. That wasn't my thing. Right. But I was very pretty at doing it. You know, if you want to take a photo shoot, great, no problem. But if you really want to get the best money for your show, yeah, you probably want me to take them heels off because it's not going to, you know, I can't walk and fall bust my ass, you know, so.
So take us now, go back to, you know, you say 18 you left to come to New York.
Yeah, so I'm 18 years old, and pretty much my cousin Diane, shout out to my cousin Diane, they took me in. DJ Duya, my cousin Corey. But I'm just going on, we on school break. I had, my father just bought me an apartment. See what I'm saying? Like, just paid like $7,000. I just convinced these niggas to get me my own spot because I was living on campus. I was like, yo, y'all paying way too much. I wanted to get out anyways, and I was super smart in math. I broke the numbers down. I'm like, yo, y'all paying like $10,000 for me to stay somewhere, and I don't even eat the food. Like another $1,000 for the food plan. I say, well, if you pay this, it equals out to this per year. You getting off cheaper, and plus I get my own space. So he's like, all right, you know, we make it happen or whatever. So they did. I had just got the apartment. Then I just came up there like August. No, just to look around. I had like researched all the companies, and I researched Def Jam. I thought it was on Varick Street at the time. So it wasn't though. I was at the Universal building off of 8th Avenue, I think. And I'm just standing out trying to get out because it was raining, and I had like this afro at the time. And the guy Big Joe comes. He used to manage Cam, and he comes and he like, yo, what you do? And I looked at him like, cause I thought he was a pimp. Cause like my family's like, watch out for the pimps. They'll try to pimp you out there. Don't be just standing outside. So I'm like, what the hell? He was like, oh, I'm Big Joe. I manage Cameron and Dipset, Joel Santana. I'm like, oh shit, my name at the time it was Styles. And he was like, well, if you hot, we gonna fuck with you right now. If you not, we gonna kick you out the office. I say, well, shit, nigga, I'm staying in the office then. What's popping?
Wait, so you can't? This is the first date?
The first day I met Joe, Cam, Jim. Jewel's. It was Jewel's album listening party when he had dropped his first album.
It's your first day in New York, though.
My first day in New York. Researched it, Came to New York my first day. I met them. I'm sitting in Jay-Z and Dame Dash office up in Def Jam. I'm seeing Zeke walk by, Jewels walk by, because I was like, this shit ain't for real. It ain't gonna happen like this. Seeing Zeke walk by, Els walk by. They got the diamonds on. I'm seeing Young Guns walk by. All these, I just seen them on TV. You see what I'm saying? I just seen Santana Town on TV. I'm like, yo, it's crazy how this finna, this ain't gonna be right. So Joe had a Cadillac truck. He was like, yo, I can't listen to your stuff now. You come to the album release party with us, and we'll check it out on the way. So Jim gets in the back of the truck. Jewels had the little Z, the white Z or whatever. He came, and I had a record called Yaya, Itchy Itchy Yaya, and he played it. He rolled the window down for Jewels. He was like, "That's her. Who that is?" He was like, "That's her." He was like, "Oh, word." And so Jim is like, yo, she got a voice like Michael Jackson. Your voice is like, wow, unique. It's different or whatever. And so he's like, I'm like, but I'm not a street artist because I wasn't. I was square. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, all I know how to do is write records. I don't know nothing about the streets. He was like, that's all right. We already got the streets. We need that element or whatever. So Joe's like, well, we can take you to meet Cam. Or whatever like that. So I think Jim gets out and gets in his car or whatever, and we go down there, and next thing you know, Cam is there at the listening party, the album party. Duke the God, Freaky, all of them was around. You see, and I think Freaky was locked up still. He came out after I did the What You Been Drinking on record, but all of them was around. Hell Rail, J.R. Ryder, and it's just like, from that moment, like they was just like, just come around, just keep writing. Come fuck with us, you see what I'm saying? And we see what happened. Joe was like, yo, you need to be in New York. And I'm like, I'm just about to start back school, nigga. I can't come up here. He's like, I'm gonna pay for you to go to school. But that didn't happen. But anyways, I came and I thugged it out. Like Jewels, shout out to Jewels, free Jewels. He had the studio in New Jersey. And he was like, anytime, it's free, you just come and you record. You see what I'm saying? Like, and get your shit out, you see what I'm saying? Just keep writing. So he allowed me to come to his studio, record. One day, it was about I think Cam was working on his Purple Haze album, and they was working on Diplomatic Immunity too. And I had this record, Get From Around Me. And I'm like, yo, Els, can you get on this hook? Like I sung it for him. And I'm like, my producer, because I had a whole different other sound. Like, I'm from Miami, the South, so I had already had my producers and everything. So they would send me records. Like, I'm like, yo, I'm working with Dipset. So they just be sending me like beats and stuff. So I'm like, Els, could you get on this record? And I sung it for him, Get From Around Me. And he was like, yo, that shit hot. So when I laid my verse or whatever, Cam had came in or whatever, and he was like, yo, say me 8 bars on that shit. I'm putting that shit on the album. And then everything just went from there. Like, next thing you know, they did the photo shoot, and they put my picture. I wasn't on the actual cover of the Dipset, because I understand now I wasn't signed to them. You know what I mean? But they put me on the bus, and then he was like, shout out to Jha Jha. We got Miami in the building. Then everybody's like, you the first lady of Dipset, and it just went from there. I just kept writing, kept being around, kept grinding. You see what I'm saying? But, other incidents happened, and,
So, here we go.
That's what you wanted anyways, right?
Let me put this down because I'm about to get at you a little bit.
Oh, before you get I want to know something real quick.
Okay,
real quick.
Let me put it back up.
So, we heard the story, right? I want to know, because it sounded like it was a real easy process for you to get around these guys, and what was it that easy, or was it the management, or what was it really? It was like right place, right time. You know what I'm saying?
It was God. It was all in everything in one. I don't think I would have got to them that easy if it wasn't for Joe, because he pretty much walked me in. Like, if y'all know Joe, y'all know how he is. He always got something or somebody around or whatever. So he pretty much walked me in, and I guess they seen the potential. So, they let me come around. And in the beginning, I didn't understand the opportunity, or I didn't understand them because I never knew them. You see what I'm saying? But that was in the hindsight. Cam is a businessman. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to Cam. So the fact that he even mentioned my name or even got on any record and I had no paperwork with him, spoke volumes about my talent and how he really kind of seen me. Like, you see what I'm saying? Because Cam don't do that type of stuff. Like, Cam is nothing. If Cam, nothing gets past, ain't nothing going off on Dipset without Cam approval. He owns Dipset. That's Dipset. You see what I'm saying? So for him to allow that to happen, you know what I mean? That was a big, for him to even rap on the record, because they the hottest group in New York at this time. See what I'm saying? These niggas are charging, and I didn't, as I'm sitting down in hindsight thinking about it now, like, yo, Jewel's getting like 30,000 a record, 20,000, can't get 50, 40. He's a legend, you see what I'm saying? And these niggas are doing records with you for free on the house just because you a good writer and you on your shit. Nigga, that's big, you see what I'm saying? So it's like, that was just God, you know what I mean, in the making of things, you know, but other things transpired that, you know, shit happens.
Are you ready? You ready to go?
Nah, you know. So you with Cam, and
I first went to was with Cam first. Yeah,
Yes.
Big Joe brought me to Camden first.
okay. Now tell us the transition with Capo. How you got with with Jim Jones.
How I got with, see, I didn't know that it was an issue or it was a separation when I first got there. I didn't know there were different entities. I thought, honestly, from the outside looking in, you gotta understand, I'm just watching these guys on video and everything looks, you know what I mean? So that's my mindset. I'm thinking that Dipset is owned by both of them at the time. I didn't know that until down the road.
Well, let me correct you. Cam owned Diplomatic Community.
Cam owns Dipset.
No. After Killer, I spoke to him today, he confirmed it. After Killer, he owned Dipset, the record. After Killer copywrote Byrd Gang.
Yeah, he owns all that.
He made it.
But I didn't know it was a separation. Like, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but Jim, after Cam did that, Jim went and copywrote the word Dipset.
Oh, he ain't copyright. Cam ain't had that. Cam
No,
be
Cam had
trademarking everything. I'm surprised that.
Yeah. He told me.
Damn,
I spoke to him and he told me that he admitted to me because I saw an interview that you did and you said that Cam. So I called him. I'm like, yo, Killer, you own Byrd Gang? Because I didn't know neither when I was around. And he was like, yeah, because he apparently he asked. He came up to Capo and was like, yo, you planning on dipping off? And, Jim said, nah. So he earned the rights to Byrd Gang. And then what Jim did was own the rights to, not own the rights, but copyright the name Dipset.
But who owns the trademark, though? Because copywriting is different from trademark. Trademark is way bigger than the copyright.
You talking about the Bird and Diplomats and
Dipset,
stuff like that?
yeah, Diplomat. Like, who?
But I think Dipset is the abbreviation of Diplomats.
Yeah,
I think Killer owns Diplomats Records and Diplomats, the Bird and stuff.
That's the big thing.
That is the big thing. Yeah.
So,
but also they have to check in with if Capo owns Dipset, he still has some sort of, not as far as Diplomats, but validity as far as the Dipset.
When I first got there, I thought it was all one. I didn't know that it was no, a issue between them two. Like, it was never displayed. And like I told you, like, I was like a lab rat, a studio rat. So all I did was want to do music. I never really, I tuned out everything because I didn't want to go to the club with niggas. I didn't want to party with niggas. They thought I could understand, like, kind of why Cam was a little standoffish at first, because if you think about it, he's a street dude. You see what I'm saying? And this girl just comes from out of nowhere, get planted in the group. These a bunch of fly ass niggas now. They the flyest niggas in New York at the time. See what I'm saying? They get bitches, and you got this chick from Miami, Florida. You see what I'm saying? That she ain't trying to pop. She don't smoke weed. She ain't going to no clubs. All she want to do is just sit in the studio and do music. You gonna be like, what? Something up with her. What's up with Shorty? You know what I'm saying? So niggas is kind of hesitant. Well, he was just trying to fill out this, like, see, like, what I was really about. But in the interim of that, Jim came to me and he was like, we was at Def Jam. I think he pulled up in the truck. He was like, yo, Jha Jha, that record Get From Around Me, like one of the hardest records on Diplomatic Community too. I need one of that for my new album. come to the studio. I'm like, I got you, Jim, no problem. Anybody who asked me to do something, you know what I mean? Like, I just did a record because I was for the team. You see what I'm saying? Like, they showed me love. So in return, that's how I'm a loyal person. That's how I was on it. So we was on the Purple Haze tour / Diplomatic Immunity 2 tour. And we stopped in Virginia. And my producer that I had, Hannon, at the time, which I got him to deal with Timberland after this shit, but like Hannon, I called him, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna be in town. We on tour. Jim said he need another record like Get From Around Me, so come through, we gonna co-produce this, we gonna make it happen. I'm gonna lay it down here or whatever, because he had something on his keyboard where you could like do a reference. So I was like, I'm gonna lay it down and then I'm gonna go back to the studio and present it to him, but we gotta finish this tonight because we only in town for the night. So he comes through with his keyboard, big ass keyboard, and he like starts playing stuff and I'm like, add this, add that. And then it just came up, what you been drinking? What you ain't drunk, Cole? So I laid it down, and Jim was recording out of Harlem at the time, like some studio, I think on 125th or in that area. And I laid it. He was like, yo, that shit hard. At first he was trying to get like T.I. on it. Another T.I. and somebody else. And I remember them niggas left me. They went to Miami. I'm from Miami. They left me in New York City, went to Miami. And next thing you know, I get a call. And it's Jim. He's like, yo, we gonna finish shoot a video for that record. Puff just got on the record or whatever. And for whatever reason, my producer, because they was trying to push a lot of Max stuff. Max had just came too. So Max was Jim artist. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's, Bruno had brought Max to Jim. You see what I'm saying? Me, I was like up in the air in a sense, because he would always be like, yo, Jha Jha, I want to fuck with you, but I don't want Kim and Big Joe to come in the picture and snatch you back up after I get you hot. And in hindsight now, realizing I see why he said that, because before I was like, why would you say that if y'all both signed? I'm thinking I would be signed to both of them, like, because it's a company. So in my mind, I'm like, why would you say that if, you know what I mean? I thought I would be signed to you and Kim. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it was. But I never really questioned it because it wasn't, for me, the proper timing. I just was working. See what I'm saying? So come to find out, when niggas get back in town, like Jim homies or whatever, they like, yo, Jha Jha, Puff is looking for you. And I'm like, what you mean? Jim said he got him on the record. He's like, nah, Puff picked that record. Jim ain't get him on that record. He was trying to push Max shit. Like, he played like 18 records of Max stuff. And Puff, like, the engineer was like, there's one record left. Got Jha Jha record. And he played it, and it was like, Puff was like, yo, where the girl at? And that's when he was like, oh, that's my artist. You see what I'm saying? Like, so that's when the whole, I guess, the Byrd Gang thing came about or whatever. And I guess him and Cam had their little tension at the time. So it may have looked like I was picking sides, but I just thought he had a project. I was helping him with his project, just like if it was Joel's or Cam or anybody, I would be there the same type of way. But shit just started rolling. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be in the studio with Jim more so than Cam or whatever, help him, on records, like the Diary record, Honey Dip, like, just do references for him. You see what I'm saying? Like, most of that Southern sounding stuff or whatever, like, just do references for him. And he took me on tour, and, but I never really said 100%, like, Dipset Byrd Gang, I thought it was the same thing, like, until I got that contract. And then my attorney, broke it down, and I figured out what it really was between them two or whatever. But it wasn't until, like, he gave me the contract, the same contract that he gave Max to sign. Max signed his, I didn't sign mine. When he gave me that contract, then that's when I was like, oh, I get it. Oh, boy, here we go. So that's pretty much how I met Jim. Like, he asked me to write a record. I wrote a record. Puff liked it, and that's when he, like, kind of snatched me up under his
How many months were y'all in when that whole situation happened, as far as like Puff liking the record? How many months?
This was when did that record come out? I don't know what. I know, like, I probably had like a 4-year stint with Jim them. The record came out 2005, I think. Not that long. Like, it was I wrote the record, and he just started. You know how people be playing stuff, references to people that they look up to, and so he was just trying to get, I guess, features.
No, I'm just saying, like, before that record popped off, or like, how long you been around Capo and them, like?
About a year.
A year?
Probably like a year. Yeah.
When did you meet Stack?
I met Stacks. Stacks came after the What You Been Drinking. I heard about him because he used to be rapping with Clue when I was up here in Fab and all that type of stuff. I used to hear him freestyling, and I was like, yo, this nigga going crazy on this shit. Like, you know who this nigga is? It's crazy. So it was like a little bit, I don't know if it was right after Max got locked up or maybe a little bit before Max got locked up. He came like on the Hustler's Poem album when he started like rapping. Like it was me, Stacks, Murder, Free motherfucking Melly too. It was Melly, Stacks, Bino. He started bringing Bino around, and we just hit it off immediately. He was a good, humble soul, you know what I mean, a hard worker, and he was a lyricist. But he also had like that superstar quality about himself. Like when you walk in the room, like niggas respects that. You see what I'm saying? Like niggas know, you know what I mean. And then he just started doing that, you know what I mean. I was just like, it shit used to send like chills up my spine. I'm like, yo, this nigga right here is nice. And we just started working together, you know what I mean? So that was about 2006, I think.
What about, did you hear the original reference to Ball and?
Stacks wrote that.
Yeah.
People don't know that. People think that when, like, he would ask me, like, my input on it, like, I helped him a little bit, but Stacks wrote that record. Like, that's, like, that's Stacks' input. I know Max say that, you know, he wrote it, but I think Max was locked up when that record got produced and created, to be honest with you. Just to give my man his due credit.
For D4L or Laffy Taffy. I think they were on the record originally.
I don't know. I know Stacks' fingerprints is all, even on the remix. That's Stacks' whole fingerprints. That's his whole everything. He'd just be like, yo, sis, what you think I should say here? And I just give him like a little seasoning, but that's Stacks' record. Like, Stacks wrote that record. And I don't know why, you know, I understand why, you know, people would say that they wrote it because I guess they was going through their little thing. Free my nigga Max, too. You see what I'm saying? Like, we are family, but I got to give my brother his just due. Like, people don't know. A lot of people don't know that. Like, Stacks' imprint is on that record.
Oh, so yeah. The people that need to know, they know, but you just put it out to the public.
I'm putting the people who think I'm putting out to the public, like, you know what I mean? R.I.P. my brother. I'm going to keep it 100 with him all day. As long as I'm breathing and living, y'all gonna know about Riot Squad and Stacks.
You know what's crazy? I think people heard about that, him writing that after he passed more so. You know, I heard like little people talking about it afterwards, after Stacks passed, and they started to give him his just due. You know what I'm saying? So before that, I don't know if it was like a hush-hush thing with the team or that they
I
couldn't
think like
say something,
him and Max was going at it. Like I think Max was going at Jim then, and niggas wasn't really objective to it. So that's why niggas kind of just let, you know, it just be, because Max was going ham, and like I said, he wasn't objective to it. So nobody was like questioning it because, you know, we didn't really care. He just.
When did you meet Max B?
I met Max when he came around. As soon as Max got out of jail, Bruno had brought him around Jim. And Max was a good soul, funny character, like real cool, laid back, always make you laugh. And that nigga just, his whole energy was just like, he came in with that wave stuff. You know what I mean? Like he came in with prolific and it was just, he had that voice, you know what I mean? And he always came in with Bigger Veil. You know what I mean? I was like, Max, what does Bigger Veil mean? He's like Pocket, Biggie, and Jay-Z. Nigga, like, I'm like, wow. So Jim knew he had a jewel, like with all of us. He definitely knew he had a jewel with Max and Stacks and myself. And Max was just going, Max was the hook nigga for Jim. You see what I'm saying? Like, that nigga lay some, like, he pretty much laid the hook down. Then Jim get on the verses and do his thing. You see what I'm saying? And that was pretty, like, he kind of had his squad. Like, that was when Stacks came, that was pretty much it. Like, we had Byrd Gang, like, in a sense, at one point hotter than Dipset. Like, and that's no disrespect, but it was one point where the streets was like Byrd Gang all the way out. You see what I'm saying? Like, so, but yeah, Max came. He did his numbers. Like, Max would do, like, this is how the studio setup went. It'll be like a collective group thing. They would book it from quad from like 9 o'clock in the night to 9 o'clock in the morning. So all the dudes would be there. They go from 9 o'clock. Jim probably get there a little bit later because he was probably in meetings and stuff. And they go from probably 9 until maybe 2 or 3. And then I get like the scrap sessions. like where everybody did go to the club, I'll be able to like utilize that studio time to make my records or whatever. But during those like the peak hours, it's like Byrd Gang time. Like, you know, niggas working on Jim album and the Byrd Gang projects and things of that nature, doing features and stuff. Max come there and do like 4 or 5 hooks in like 2 hours, an hour. You know, that boy's a beast. You see what I'm saying? Stacks is a beast. I'm a beast. Like, we something to be reckoned with. You see what I'm saying?
So let's get to the, you know, so when did the issues with you and Jim get started?
So that's what you doing, Flip? That's what you doing, G Money?
I mean, you know, let's just talk about it,
What
man.
you wait, hold up. What you mean that's what we doing? What you thought? What you been drinking on, nigga? You forgot what you thought? Yeah. Talking all that shit, I watched it. You talking a lot of shit. You was in the dress in the studio. I watched it today.
I was popping shit.
I didn't want to go that route, but you was calling niggas out the name. You talking about you named them. We gave you was Jimmy. We gave you Jim Jones and all that. Yeah, we heard that. Like,
Wow. I mean, I ain't really gonna get all in that, but the problems really occur with like, you know, honestly, it wasn't monetary with Jim. Like, you know, a lot of people don't know why I kind of disappeared from that situation, but for lack of better, and you know, like not to, Jim knows the personal. It's personal. Like Jim knows the reason why I removed myself from that situation. Only thing I could say is I didn't appreciate how he handled the Stack Bundle situation, and you know, me and Stacks is real close. It's a lot of things that I knew that was going on. A lot of things I felt like he could have prevented, and you know, I feel like he didn't handle his situation the right way, pre and post his death. So
wait, hold up. Wow. So time out. So let's slow down here because that kind of caught me by surprise. So that was the personal reason, or you said that the reason that you stopped messing with Jim is personal? So you
no, I mean, I'm not gonna go into detail of the like what about that situation, but pretty much like.
Okay,
you know,
so
it wasn't about no money or nothing. Money, you can get money back. I can't get my nigga. I can't get him back. Like it wasn't never about no money. Like, if that's the case, I'd be shitting on everybody if it was, because I never got paid for nothing that I did, and I still was doing records, and I could have been a real bitch and sued niggas, because everything that I've done is copyrighted. Like, I own that. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm the first person who owns Get From Around Me. I never got no royalties off that. I'm the first person who copywrote and trademarked What You Been Drinking On with Baby for Puff got on it, and I could have sued niggas like for that, for using my name and likeness, and I never did, because I'm like, yo, like, they gave me an opportunity. I ain't even gonna take that type of whole ass route like that. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, I wouldn't be sitting here if it wasn't for, you know what I mean, you recognize me from being with Dipset or being a part of, you know, Jim's situation. So I wasn't gonna go that route. You feel me? It's just, when that happened, I couldn't really vibe with homie like that no more.
But wait, I have to stop you. Sorry, I have to. So now knowing both of them, I knew Stack longer, knowing both of them, what I remember is that, first of all, I didn't know, I'm not going to sit here and act like I knew the inside as far as the business dealing pertaining to Stack and Jim. I won't do that. But I did remember hearing that Jim asked Stack to move from Far Rock and live in Jersey.
That's a lie.
Hold on. I did remember hearing that, and not from Jim. From what I know about Stack personally, whether you speak to Bino or whatever, he loved Far Rockaway. So, and if you know him, he'll tell you he loved Far Rockaway.
Yeah, he loved Far Rockaway, but at that point in time, he was trying to get out of Far Rock. I know that personally for a fact myself.
You know that personally for a fact?
I know that personally.
At that point in time that he was trying to get out?
He was going through issues, and he was reaching out to niggas to help him get out of that situation. You see what I'm saying? So,
what, street issues?
Yeah, he's having street issues. You know what time it was, Flip?
No, hold up. So come on. We ain't doing no conspiracy things here, man.
Nah, it ain't no conspiracy.
Hold on, we ain't doing no conspiracy. I gotta separate the cups. We ain't doing no conspiracy things here. With all due respect, if he did reach out, because when Stack was going through something, I met M.A. and Stack by King's Plaza. I don't need to get into that. But, so that probably was the time he was going through something. But what happened with him, because, people try to equate it with the whole gym thing. It's two separate situations.
Nah, I'm not saying no gym, like, had nothing, like, to do as
No,
far
I know,
as,
hold on, but allow me. I know you're not saying that, and I'm happy you said that. What I'm saying is that, from what I know personally, I didn't know he called Jim about that. I know that, anytime he needed something, he called niggas in the hood.
Yeah, Stacks wasn't the type of nigga that's gonna run and be on no niggas' dicks just because, like Stack, he was really in a situation where when he reached out for help, he really needed help.
Okay.
Stack wasn't no type of nigga that's he never had his hand out to Jim for nothing. You see what I'm saying? He always went and got his own. Like, Stacks is a man of his own. He was a very manly man. He took care of his family. He took care of his team. Like, he was the head honcho. You see what I'm saying? So he he reached out to Jim during his last days because he really he was running out of options. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to say. So it wasn't no.
And you remember being there, hearing that.
I talked to Stacks every day. I knew play for play kind of what was, what the issue was. Like, even when he went on tour, he expressed the reason why he was going on. Jim was paying niggas $150 on tour. See what I'm saying? Per show.
Dominican Republic and all that stuff.
Yeah, all that. Like, but I'm just saying it was like niggas never really tripped on that because we was all loyal to Jim. See, we loved Jim. You know what I mean? Like, we felt like he was giving us an opportunity. So we wasn't really tripping about the money, but saying homie was in a situation where, shit got funky. You know what I mean? And he reached out to niggas. You feel me? Like, I know for a fact. Like, this is not something that, I ain't trying to get all the way.
No, whoa. Ain't no escaping. No. Waiting to exhale, nigga. This ain't. Who's waiting to? Is that a group? Hold on. So, your thing is, and let me paraphrase. So, because I didn't know that part, so I'm not gonna act like I did. I didn't know a part where he was going through something as far as like he reached out to either Webb or myself, and I met up with them, and so I don't know the part if he reached out to Jim. I know what.
I know that part though.
Okay, and I give you that, but. Unless you're saying that if Jim would have helped Stack, that situation could have been avoided.
You're right, 100%.
You know what I mean? Because he left the club that night, and he was being
he went
watched.
He went to go see niggas before he went to that club though. He came to Quad Studios that night.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a lot. That's what I'm saying.
I don't say it's a lot I don't know. Don't say it's a lot because it's a lot I do know. Don't say it's a lot I don't know. I don't know the beforehand, but I know he was being watched.
Yeah.
And you know what happened? I mean. I'm gonna respect my homies. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you.
Well, no, not because of you. Slow down.
I know.
You get it. You get it. You about to get it.
Oh.
But I'm about to respect my homies because I don't want to put. It's more about Bino and the people that I don't want to put niggas in a situation.
Bino know what time it is too.
Bino do, of course. Bino know what time it is, but put niggas in a situation. You know what I mean? Well, I think I think. Me personally, I think that the streets know what's going on as far as that situation is concerned. And in my opinion, I didn't know the things beforehand. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you this. I didn't know before. I didn't know he reached out. I didn't know all that situation. But what I do know is that.
And Stacks was trying to get out the hood though. Flip Stack, that's another issue. Like, people portray it like, oh, he wanted to stay in the hood. I don't know what one nigga that want to stay in the hood when they broke.
Because that's what he divulged. That's what he said. So he, and unless that's what he said.
Stacks was trying to go to Jersey, but he wanted to live in Jersey by himself. He didn't want to live in Jersey with no group family type stuff. Stacks was his own man. See what I'm saying?
That's what the disconnect. Because I remember the Jersey conversation.
Nah, he wanted to go. He wanted to move to Jersey. He just didn't want to move.
But Jim wanted him to move with them.
I mean, it was like a situation where he wanted kind of him to have a roommate. Stacks was just like, I'm a grown ass man. Yeah. I've been on my own since I was 16.
That's true.
What I mean? Like, so
you're saying facts.
So what look like living with another person for? You see what I'm saying? The money that he was asking for wasn't like no real big, huge money.
No, I understand.
It was accessible at the time. So.
But this is what I'm gonna say, and we're gonna move on as far as that. Is that I never equated, because people used to try to equate it, blame Jim, and the reason why I never blamed Jim is because of, some far rock shit that was going on. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
nah, I'm not.
So
you
I
can't blame him for
never
that.
looked at Jim towards in that direction at all.
Nah,
You know
it
what I'm
wasn't. I'm not saying that he is the person who harmed Stacks.
No, he didn't harm
I'm
Step. But
not
I'm saying that I still ain't blame him because it was some far rock shit. But you're saying the overall situation is that if he would have helped them when he asked for help, Stack wouldn't have been in that situation in the first place. Because we can't say if Jim would have helped him, he wouldn't have went to that club that night and been followed.
I just feel
Mm-hmm.
like if you got artists who helped you make millions of dollars, see what I'm saying? Like, you gotta understand that Jim was in a very powerful position due to the fact of the type of music that he was making. That music came from Max, Stacks, and, you know, myself. You see
That's
what
a
I'm
fact.
saying? So it's like you're on Koch Records, but they're treating you like you're a major artist. Like, you're shooting your videos is millions of dollars. Like, they gave you $1 million contract on Koch after, you know, we came to the situation. So, and you got one of the biggest records in the country balling. You see what I'm saying? That was the biggest record, and they playing your shit on the Giants. Stacks is responsible for this biggest record. So if I'm a label executive, you see what I'm saying? And I see my artist, and my artist comes to me and like, yo, or I just could see it like, yo, they shot up my Porsche, they did this, and that. I'm like, what? Where you living? Nah, you got to get the hell out of there. You see what I'm saying? Because, one, you're my artist. It makes me look crazy that I'm living over here and you living over there. And then two, it's like, you my money source. So I'm going to pull you out of there, even if it was lack of better, if you don't really fuck with me like that, you a businessman. You fuck with this is how you get into the bag, like, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm going to get you out of there regardless. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to have you in a situation, because Far Rock, where I dropped Stacks off that day, when he came off a tour, it was one way in and one way out, where he lived. And that's when he was telling me, like, yo, sis, it's funky, da-da-da-da. I'm like, bro, you got to get out of here. Like, it's crazy. Like, you can't, because I lived in Long Island, Hempstead. So it was a very different dynamic. So what I'm saying is, if you're the leader, we looked at you as a leader, you don't leave the people who, you know what I mean, helped you get to where you at out like that. I don't I don't care. Like, it's niggas that's for way less taking niggas out of their situation and put them in a better situation. So my thing is, me personally, how I would have handled it, because like, I'm not here to bash Jim or none of that. Like, I don't know the type of man Jim is now. I haven't spoken to Jim in years since Stacks died. You see what I'm saying? So at that time, you know, if one of my artists come to me, or I see like it's an issue, I'm getting them the hell away from that issue. Point blank, period. I'm not gonna wait till it's too late. You know what I mean? And niggas be like, now my conscience is fucking with me because I could have helped. No, I'm getting you the fuck out of there right now. Like, what you mean, nigga shot your Porsche up? Man, nigga, come on, let's
But
go.
who goes to say that? Even if he would have got Stack, who goes to say that Stack, when it went to the club that night, been followed that night, and had the drop on him that night? Who goes to say that would have changed?
Don't go to say it wouldn't change, but you wouldn't
So you
be in
can't-
the
you
hot
know-
seat. Like, I know what led up to what Stack said to him prior to him going to the club that same night. See what I'm saying? I know what led up to that situation. Like, so, and y'all don't know that. People think I just left Dipset maybe because of money or whatever. That's not the reason why. Like, I just could not be a part of a certain, that was like my brother for real. You see what I'm saying? And I didn't agree with it. I couldn't even look at niggas the same way no more. Because you, like, one, you making it like, Stacks ain't want to be in there. He loved his hood, but he was trying to get out the hood too. See what I'm saying? So you're making it like, I'm trying to tell him to go, but he just wanted to stay there. Nah, man told you, he came to you, you know what I mean? Like, won't. Like, nah, it's not the case. Like, people out here like 50 say, like, question, like, oh, why is he still in the hood and da-da-da-da-da? And you try to divert it to make this man look like he's some wild-ass nigga just running around. Stacks wasn't like that. That's not the version of Stacks I seen. That nigga's
Well, I don't know who said that. Nobody said. Who said that?
Yeah, he was like, on the interviews, like, they was trying to understand why was he still even in the hood. People, you know what I mean? And it made it like he wanted to be in the hood. Like this is what I'm trying to get him out the hood, but he keep going back there. Like, that's a grown man. I can't make him go back there. And that's not the 100% case. See what I'm
But
saying?
that have to be that's a certain percent of the case. That is a certain percent of it. He loved Far Rock. He wanted to be over
He
there.
loved, but he's trying to get out at the end.
We got to agree, disagree. You know more. If you know that, I didn't hear that part. Even by speaking to him personally. But if you said leading up, I know about the situation. Niggas know what's going on. Like we don't gotta play, weird. And if niggas hear this, they know what's going on. But at the end of the day, I didn't know he went to gym. You know what I'm saying? I just know that even if Jim got him out the hood, in my opinion, that wouldn't have stopped Stack from picking up his phone. That wouldn't have stopped Stack from seeing. That wouldn't have stopped Stack from. It just wouldn't. It wouldn't have.
But he would have did
unless
his
he would have
part.
had. Unless you're saying that he wouldn't have went back to Redfern. He would have went to Jersey.
Homie went to the studio and, he let Jim know what it was, like how desperate in a sense he was. You see what I'm saying? Next morning, I guess, because I talked to him, and I'm not going to go into the conversation or whatever, but, he like, fuck it, sis, it is what it is. I'm about to go to the club. He was in a white BMW. He was driving that. He had somebody with him with that remember that white 745 they used to be driving? Mm-hmm. He was in that. It was downstairs. I remember because I looked out downstairs or whatever. And, he cleared the studio. I think Melly was still in the studio when he was speaking to Jim. We wasn't in there. He came, called me like afterwards or whatever, and he was just, told me what it was. He like, fuck it, sis, I'm about to go to the club. What you want? Shit is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you sure, bro? And he's like, yeah, meet you in the morning. And 5 o'clock in that morning, I get a call from Kev, like, yo, they got him. Like, I'm sleeping in my bed. I'm like, what you got who? Like, what you talking about? And like, they got Stacks. I'm like, what? Nigga, he's tripping. But this same situation, it's like, and I can speak on this because this be like what me and Stacks was talking about. Like, me on tour, he like, yo, sis, niggas shot up the Porsche. That's the only reason why I'm up here. You see what I'm saying? Like, niggas is really trying to I'm really beefing with niggas here. So, it like, to hear somebody telling you that pretty much they, like, niggas trying to kill them and then they die, like, that's like a big blow to you. Like, it's like, I had never experienced nothing like that. And it's somebody that's so close, like somebody that you on the road with every single day, laugh with, cry with, you know what I mean? I'm hearing his shit, like, I'm hearing his struggles, like what he's saying, like, we all broke, we all fucked up, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I didn't live in the hood. My family took me in, Diane and Gert, Corey and them. So we lived like down the street from Hofstra University. It was kind of suburbious. So I didn't have to deal with the same thing, he had. Like, the white kids ain't really know who I was like that. I could catch the bus home. It was dangerous, but nobody wasn't trying to kill me. You see what I'm saying? Or nobody wasn't beefing with me. Nobody was jealous of me because it wasn't that type of, environment. But his situation was totally different. It was like, we on tour, barely could buy sneakers and stuff like that. And he like, yo, shit is really, that's the only reason why I'm here. Shit is really funky. You see what I'm saying? We got off a tour. He made several attempts at speaking to homie about certain things because he was supposed to give him something. And he never gave it to him. And he kept putting it off until it was too late. So at the end of the day, at first I tried to deal with, like, Jim a little bit afterwards. But I kept having, like, these dreams about Stacks, like, for 2 weeks straight, like, vivid dreams. He'd come to me in my dreams. And it's like, I don't really do too well with, like, the deceased, like, after you going and stuff. Like, I'm kind of, like, very kind of scary of that type of stuff. The underworld, overworld, I don't know what you call it. But it was to the point where I couldn't sleep because every time I would go to sleep, I would have a dream about him. And I used to, like, be praying. I'd be like, yo, Stacks, what you trying to tell me, my nigga? Like, I never did nothing to you. Like, why are you hunting me? You know what I mean? Like, what's the issue with the whole situation? Like, what's up? Like, and as one time I was in Miami. They booked me for a show at Sobe. And they put me in the state. They paid for the same room that I was in. Was the same room him and Bino was in when we was in Miami on tour. And I looked and I noticed it because I remember the couch and he was telling me about, like, some artists that he was trying to sign. And I was like, yo, I'm getting the hell out of here. I don't know what's going on, but this is like, nah, something ain't right. And then Yandy had called me. She was like, yo, Jim wants you to come back up here to do the Byrd Gang album cover shoot, the photo shoot. And I'm like, I'm not doing that, Yandy. And she's like, why? I'm like, well, I don't feel comfortable 1 and 2. I'm like, I haven't got paid for nothing. You see what I'm saying? Like, I was aggy at that point. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm not trying to go back up there right now. So, we spoke a little bit more, and I told her, like, my real reasons. She, like, write him an email and CC me so he can't say that he didn't get it or whatever, because I keep still having these dreams about Stacks. One time we was in the studio prior to that, and he was just talking to me, and I don't know, I had, like, this weird feeling. When he was talking, he was telling me something about some type of car he was going to try to get, some type of something that he was just saying or whatever. Same type of car he was trying to get Stacks to get. It was a 335 BMW. Stacks was like, yo, this nigga want me to get a 335 BMW. I'm a grown-ass man. I want the Jag. Like, that's a baby mother car. See what I'm saying? We was just talking. And then, like, after Stacks passed or whatever, like I'm going to get you the 335. How's your credit? Blah, 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 blah. And I just looked at him, and it's like, I don't know. I couldn't really fuck with him no more like that. You know what I mean? So I sent him the email. And in the email, I just was like, a lot of people, they ain't, it's not turning out good around your situation. Got niggas out here loving you to death, you know what I mean? And we dropping, you know what I mean? It was other niggas who had went to prison and stuff, that I mentioned too, or whatever. And I'm like, I'm not feeling this, it's been 4 years. I done paid my dues, you know what I mean? I haven't got paid for nothing. And I don't want to be in a situation where, like, something was to happen to me and you go tell my parents, oh, she wanted to be out here. She's wild doing because that's not the case, you know what I mean? I just wanted to do music. So, I wish you the best, but I'm out or whatever. And he pretty much was like, it's a cold world, meaning he's finna blackball me or whatever, and that's how I got into my whole little GT lifestyle in the streets and shit like that, because he made it hard as far as, like, nobody really he had niggas scared of him at that time, you know what I mean, when he's running around with all them blood niggas and everything. So it was like people, like, it was like a couple people at Def Jam, a lot of people that was like, yo, Jha Jha, you talented, we wanna fuck with you, but we don't want this nigga running up in here smashing our shit up. So, you know what I mean, like, we can help you, we will, but I can't sign you because I ain't trying to deal with that. And I got tired of that shit. So I just went out and started getting money up to, push my own self. But you start hustling, you can't do both. So that's why I dropped something, and then it'll take so long for me to drop something else, because I was making money doing that type of stuff. I ain't see no money in the music industry like that. As far as the whole situation with Stacks, once I told him I didn't want to be involved with that no more, the dreams went away. So I haven't had like a dream like that in years, you know what I mean, like from Stacks. So I guess he was trying to tell me something. I'm not sure. I know I haven't had no vivid dreams like that.
What was the contract that he gave you that they broke down? That's two questions. What was the contract, and do you remember, were you there when Max B and him fell out? Do you know the reason why they fell out?
Nah, you could talk about that. Like, Jim offered me to...
Hold on. Real quick, let me say rest in peace to Stack Bundles. You know what I'm saying? Stack Tober. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Stack Bundles.
For sure. Rest in peace.
You know what I mean? Said a lot. You know what I mean? Hopefully, it is what it is. But, that's what happened on Flip the Script. We get to the nitty gritty. But anyway, the contract, and then, there's two questions. The contract, what was the contract stated? And what do you remember what happened between him and Max?
Yeah, I remember, but the contract just was pretty much, I can't really fault Jim with the contract that he offered niggas. You know what I mean? I was never mad at him. He actually offered me my contract before he offered Max contract. It's the same type of contract. It's just he gave Max money. My contract was structured where it was 100% of everything. 10 years, 10 albums or something like that. He on my name, my publishing, my lightness. Just the whole slave, everything. So when my attorney, Louise West, she's like a real big, at the time, she did work with everybody in the industry, publishing-wise. So she calls me, she's like, Jim sent over the contract. So I'm super happy. This is when I found out that him and Cam had a separation. Like, I was like super happy, like finally, you know what I mean? Like, we finna put my album out, I'm ready, you see what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, what's up? She's like, why you sound like that? She's like, well, just come to the office, you know what I mean? And you just look it over and you tell me you know, I ain't gonna tell you over the phone. So I caught the train there. I went to her office, and she gives me the contract. She was like, you know, you say you went to school for this a little bit. Just glance through it and tell me what your take on it. So I glanced through it, and I'm like, who's Jones Family Productions? And she smiled. And I'm like, where's the money? I ain't talking about no money in this or nothing. Like, where Dipset name at? And I'm like, 10 years? Wait, this nigga talking about he want 10 albums for no money? Like, my publishing and everything, my name, my likeness, and I write all my shit? And so she's like, yeah, you smarter than what a lot of these other artists, because they would have just been happy to sign. I'm like, but who's Jones Family Productions? She was like, that's his production company. That's who he's trying to get you to sign to. I'm like, where's Dipset at? Like, you know what I mean? Like, where's Cam name? I don't see no Cameron Giles. I don't see what is going on here. And she was like, I don't think he owns a stake in that. You know what I mean? And that's when I was like, oh, hell no. So I was disappointed because, like, I still loved Jim. You see what I'm saying? Like, this was before the whole situation happened with that. So I was disappointed because I'm like, yo, we worked this hard. I done proved myself. You know what I mean? You come at me with this. So I call Yenny. I'm heated. I'm like, yo, Yenny, why Jim give me this contract? Like, you don't know I got an attorney? I'm not signing this shit. Like, it ain't even got no money. And who's Jones Family Production? Like, why? Where the Dipset stuff at? And so she was like, you know, explain the situation. She was like, well, you got to sit down and talk to Jim, Jha Jha. I'm going to set up a meeting. So he sets this meeting up at Mr. Child's. And he's like, yo, Jha Jha, you cracked the code too quick. Like, you too smart for your own good. He's like, do you think I looked at my first contract when I gave it, when Cam gave it to me to sign? I'm like, no. He was like, you think J.R. Hellwell looked at their first contract? I'm like, no. He was like, why? Well, what's the difference between you and them or whatever? And I'm like, well, Jim, I'm from Miami. Like, I didn't grow up with you like that. You see what I'm saying? Until we doing business. Like, let's do business, nigga. I'm fucking with you. Like, yo and Cam get y'all shit together. I'm fucking with y'all niggas. Like, I'm not trying to go sign to nobody else. But I can't sign this shit, Jim. Come on now. Like, this is crazy right here. Like, so, you know, I told him I respect you for that because you're a businessman at the end of the day. It's in your best interest to have something that is in your best interest and beneficial to you. And it's also in my best interest to have something that's beneficial to me. That's why people come together and negotiate to make it where it's conducive for both parties. So I'm like, Jim, fucking with you, nigga. Like, let's figure this shit out. See what I'm saying? So we did like the little dance around. In the interim, we on tour, and Max starts telling me about his contract. So, you know, I'm already up on the type of contract it is. So I'm like, yo, Max, did you get an attorney to, you know, look over that? He was like, hey, my people got it, you know, Wunty Woon got it, it's cool, sis. I said, all right, cool, Max, you a grown man. Just, you know, make sure your paperwork's straight. I wasn't going to tell him, because that wasn't my business. Like, to be like, yo, don't sign that shit, nigga, because if that's a grown-ass man, like, you know, if you want to sign something, that's on you. But I tried to give him a heads up without getting in the middle of their shit. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, just get your paper, just have somebody take a look over it. You see what I'm saying? But he offered Max $100,000, and out of that 100, like, he actually paid Max the $100,000. You see what I'm saying? So, but Max didn't get all that $100,000. He got, like, I think 60, and his other management took 40. So Max ran through that money, and you know, Max probably, he was fresh out of prison, like he already did 8 years, so he probably wasn't. Now I'm pretty sure that nigga's 100% hip to his contracts is on point. He coming home to a bag when he get out, and but then he didn't, you know, too much know very much. He thought that he was just gonna keep asking for money, and Jim was, you know, obligated to give it to him. But technically, by law, you know, this man is only obligated to give you what you signed off on, you know, and that's not Jim's fault that you signed that contract. You know what I mean? Like, this is a business at the end of the day. So your team got to have your back, you know what I mean? Because his team got his back. Right. See what I'm saying? So I don't think Max figured out what was going on. Because he came, like, Jim got him out of jail after Stacks passed. Prior to that, I don't think Jim was going to get him out, because Max used to, like, curve Max.
Whoa, come on. Whoa. Slow down, Jha Jha. Whoa. Come on. These are hypothetical.
Oh, Jha Jha.
These are hypotheticals. These are opinions.
This is the truth.
You don't know if he was going to get him out or not. Stop it. Stop, man.
He wasn't making no effort to get him out until after that situation happened. So maybe he was, maybe he wasn't, but After
You
that
guys agree,
situation
disagree,
happened,
but I respect the guy.
he got out.
Yo, so why do you think he gave Max that money and not you?
I mean, Max was like his 100%. I mean, he probably believed in Max more, like, you know, or was vibing with Max. You know, I'm a female. Like, I make records for like at the time I was making records for the club.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Max was more of a commodity to him because he was like that. He was a street nigga. So he had his ear to the streets. You know, that's something that he could more so relate to.
Right.
Me, I had an ear for like radio, clubs. Like I'm going straight for that. I wasn't going for telling a story. You know, Max had that. Like I was kind of lame in that sense because I hadn't even really lived life.
Right.
You know, like Max was older than me. He lived life. He knew what he had that talk. You see what I'm saying? So at that point, you know, that was. I guess, and then too, you know, Max had management. I didn't have, like, you know, he had people like, yo, they was homies. Like, him and Max manager at the time was friends. You see what I'm saying? So, that's what they structured. I just know that it was 100,000 that Max got or whatever, and, you know, like, you can't really blame Jim for that type of shit, though. Like, you know, business is business. So he just, when he was asking for more money, I guess, like, Max got upset. Jim got him jumped. It was a lot of things that transpired, you know, around that also that I wasn't really around no more. So I can't really speak on that. I just know that contract because he offered me that contract. I know the numbers, you know what I mean? After that, like I say, Stacks passed. I went back down south or, you know, separated myself. So I can't say why they was going at it. I just know that they was going at it, and you know, it was what it was.
Did you get any money from shows and stuff though? Like, did you get bookings?
Man, I was the highest paid member on Byrd Gang. I came in at $300 a show. Like it was crazy, and that couldn't even pay for like my hair. I mean, I had my stylist. They was charging like $1,000 to do my hair, and it was like my natural hair. It wasn't paying for clothes or nothing, but you know, we felt like we was getting an opportunity, and I mean, he was making like 25,000, 30,000 every night. And we knew that, you see what I'm saying, because he counted the money in front of us, and he get them like 150. The boys like Stacks, Mel, Max, 150. Gave me like 300. Yeah, it was rape city around there. Yeah, but I'm saying I knew I was getting raped. I just thought it was for a better cause, but. Oh yeah, it was bad. It was like terrible. Couldn't even buy like a decent pair of sneakers. You had to have your own hustle money.
But you're saying that you agreed with it for the opportunity.
Yeah, the opportunity, like, cause it was like you're around, you know, so many people. Even though I didn't utilize the opportunities that was presented to me because I had so much loyalty and faith with Jim. Like I thought that the niggas that'll come and ask him about me, like he, you know, will handle it. Like I put that into, you know what I mean, his thing, but I shouldn't have probably done that because I didn't make my own relationships with people. So it's a lot of people who don't really know Jha Jha as a person, you know what I mean, because we don't have that relationship. They may have seen me around Jim, but that's all they know. So I messed my own self up with that. I probably could have been on if I would have just went niggas tour bus, hanging out, da-da-da. I was like more sheltered, like closed in, like allow him to, I thought he was gonna, you know, handle that part or whatever.
Did any other like crews or teams try to snatch you up and put you part of their joint at the time? Or?
Yeah, it was people that would reach out, but I was so loyal. Like, I'm a Capricorn, so sometimes you can be loyal to a fault. So you know, I never really entertained. Like I felt like these niggas was giving me a chance. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm gonna rock with. Like we're gonna figure it out. That's not smart business sense now. You know what I mean? But back then I'm like 19 years old, 20 years old. So it's like, I'm like, yeah, man, these niggas giving me a chance. Ain't nobody else give me no chance like this. So. And
then, like you said, at the time, is like the biggest crew out. Is Dipset, is Jim Jones, Cam.
Jim had these niggas under pressure. Like Cam, like these niggas is respected. You know what I mean? Like they know that these niggas are going there and wild out. And it looked like I'm signed to them. You see what I'm saying? So. You can't really be like, oh, I ain't got no papers. Like, yo, Jha Jha, come on now. They say you the first lady of Dipset. You're saying first lady of Dipset. You saying first Byrd Gang. So they going to them. You know, they going to Jim. They not going to, you know, they not coming to me because that's not how it's displayed. And that's not how that system was structured. You see what I'm saying? Like, you going to either Cam or you going to Jim. Like, them is the big kahunas. You feel me? So, you know.
So now after this, post the situation with you and Jim and the whole team, talk about you being blackballed now. You trying to still work your music and stuff like that. And
Yeah, but he made it hard, you know what I mean, as far as that. Like, nobody, like, in the industry-wise wouldn't want to fuck with me, but street niggas was fucking with me, you see what I'm saying? And I just met some people and got involved with some other things and got to some paper, you know what I mean, and seen more money doing that than I did in the music industry. And I'm sorry, kind of let that take present over the music, my actual God-given talents. And I was stupid too, you know what I mean? So, and that's what led up to me pretty much getting jammed up in the feds and all that.
So for sure that they blackballed you?
I'm not gonna say Cam. Like, me and Cam cool. Cam nobody never said nothing about Cam to me.
Mm-hmm.
Jim, yeah. But Cam, nah. Like, Cam always, even in certain interviews, I hear him say, like, we didn't get to work with each other the way we did. We was, like, he kind of wanted to. And I agree with that, you know what I mean? Because, like I say, Cam was probably trying to feel me out. And, like, now I understand totally why Cam moved the way he moved. You see what I'm saying? Like, because it's a lot of shiesty shit going on. And, like, it's a lot of people that get put in your camps that don't have the right agenda. You see what I'm saying? So Cam is 100% on it. So he now probably know, like, I was sterile or whatever. But initially, like I said, Cam is like a genius, too. He handpicks all his artists. And he didn't handpick me. You got to remember, I got bought to him. So he had to see, you know what I mean? Like, what Jha Jha really about? You feel me? Like, he handpicked JR. He handpicked Jewel. Like, he pretty much raised these niggas. You see what I'm saying? 40 and Hell Rel and all of that. Those is his artists. Like, so it's like Jha Jha just come in. She from Miami. I got to get to know Shorty. You see what I'm saying? But everything just happened so quick when Jim put his album out. You know what I mean? And that Puff thing happened. So then Jim just snatched me up. You see what I'm saying? So that's pretty much how that went. Like, shout out to Cam. Shout out to Jewels, Free Jewels. Shout out to the whole Dipset. You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing but love. You know what I mean? I got some hooks for you too, Flea, if you know what I'm saying?
So the last time when you sent Capo the email, that was the last conversation you guys had?
That's the last conversation I ever had with Jim. That was like years ago. So I don't know the type of space this man is in.
Would you ever sit down and talk to him?
No.
No, you wouldn't.
It's not really, unless you could tell me something that I don't think I know. Like, it's not about no money. You see what I'm saying? It's not. Okay. It's not. You can't come to me and be like, "Yo, Jha Jha, It's not. It was never about the money. Like I say, I love Jim like a brother. Like we all love Jim. See what I'm saying? And I think that's what probably hurt the most about stuff. Like, cause it's a thin line between, love and hate. But it ain't about the money. It's nothing that you really could, I don't wish nothing bad on him, or his whole situation. That's a deep wound that, I haven't, just 100% with you, I ain't really get over that yet. You know what I mean? Like, so, and I don't know if I'm going to really get over it. Like, but I don't wish nothing bad on homie. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't know the type of space Jim is in now as a man. I don't know. It's been years since I spoke to Jim. Like, since Stacks died, like, was like almost 12 years must be.
07, Stacks
died
07.
2019. Yeah. So, I don't know, I don't know how he feels about certain things, you know what I mean? I've never tried to reach out to him. I just knew he got funky with the blackballing shit for a minute or whatever. I know I got into the streets and pretty much that's it. Like, I grew up, but...
We're gonna get into the streets a little bit. I just want you to confirm that you would not have a conversation with him because there's no reason to.
Nah, it's not really no reason to have a conversation with Jim.
Even though you acknowledge you don't know if this man have grown mentally, even though you acknowledge, you're just saying it's a deeper issue within yourself. That
Stack's gone. You can't bring him back.
Yeah.
God. So, as far as that concerned, like, it ain't no... That's my issue with that.
Stack bundles is your issue.
I felt like that situation could have been handled better on his end, and I looked up to him so much that and it's a lot of other things that I know that I ain't vibing, and I'm not a phony. I can't even, not even for no money, I can't even do it.
So let me ask you a question: if you found out you knew who the killer was, what would you do personally?
What kind of question that is, Flip?
Just saying, I'm asking you. Because now you don't want to talk to Jim. If you find out who the killer was, are you going to tell?
I'm not saying Jim killed Stacks.
No, I know you're not saying that.
I ain't going to tell. I ain't going to no pigs or nothing.
I got you. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say, right? So is that, I'm just asking you. So you got to, like, you're saying that because of Stack Bottom's death could have been handled differently. You don't want to have a conversation with Jim, right? So now my second question was, if somebody would tell you, yo, we know who killed that nigga, the niggas over there, are you going to feel away and be able to? Well, you're not gonna say it on camera, but
yeah, I'm a convicted
just say
felon.
yes or no.
I'm a convicted felon. I
Okay,
can't say
got you.
nothing like that. Like,
Yeah, respect.
I just got off of probation.
I'm just saying, we gotta, we gotta. Everybody gotta get the same energy. But you are a convicted felon. We're going to respect it because that's not something that I totally forgot.
I'm rehabilitated.
I'm talking to the
I'm
Jha
trying
Jha.
to get acclimated back into society.
I'm talking to the Jha Jha from 07 that I met.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean, pardon me, but cool. What did you get locked up for, Jha?
This crazy shit, Flip. Now this is this crazy. I got locked up for shit I don't even know how to do. I got locked up for fraud. I wasn't even really doing no fraud. I got jammed up like because I ain't like.
Yeah, man. Take a walk. You want to take a walk to the corner?
Nah.
You good?
That's how I felt too when I got jammed up, Flip.
Don't do it, man.
Don't do it, Flip, because that's how I felt when I got jammed up. Nigga, you got jammed up for this shit,
stop with
nigga.
the smooth talk, Jha.
Man. She said something I ain't really do.
We not 07, bro.
Nah, but I was in the streets for some other shit. I just was trying to do right by a relationship, and they didn't want me to do the other shit. So I got approached by some other shit. They was like, "Yo, you can make 100 bands on this shit. You ain't even gotta do all the other shit." So I'm like, "Word." So boom, 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 boom. Long story short, the people allegedly was watching these people, and we was doing some other business, and they had like allegedly it was some paperwork that was left in my vehicle, and that's 90% of the law. Possession is 90% or something like that.
Yes.
So since it was in my vehicle, my company car or whatever, it was a state case that turned fair. It was some petty stuff. They locked me up for my own credit cards, just stupid shit, right? But they was really coming after, like, they say they found the list with names, dates, and personal and social security numbers, but the list was like inmate names. So they was like, it's got to be a certain, you just can't regularly get this. So anyways, they, got pictures and such and such. I'm like, I never seen I don't know these people. I never seen these people a day in my life. And they was like, well, you gonna do this time. It's in your car. We know da-da-da-da-da, won't. I couldn't give them no information. You see what I'm saying? I should have just played out instead of taking it to trial. I would have been home way sooner. But I had a whack-ass attorney. He was like, regardless, you're going to get the same amount of time. So I was like, shit, roll the dice and let's go to trial because they can't be in my head, can't prove. My charge was in possession with intent to defraud. It was never I don't owe no restitution. The judge gave me a $7,000 fine because I wasn't cooperative. Like the PSI guy came to me after I lost trial and was like, if I could get my time cut down, would I, help the government? I was like, hell no. Fuck y'all niggas. Like, I'm not helping shit. And this is all public transcript. I went to trial. So I'm saying, so that's pretty much, I think it was just God intervening in my life because it could have been way worse with the stuff I was doing. But I don't know nothing, really, honestly. I'm not a fraud person. Like, if I was good at it, I probably wouldn't have got caught. That's how I know that wasn't for me. You know what I mean? It was just a process that I had to go through in life. It's just a long process. Like the feds, when you ain't snitching, they gonna give you some time. They gonna throw that book at you. I scored, like I came in, I never had a criminal record before. So really my prison time was like 0 to 6 months. They enhanced me from a level 6 to a level 14 just to give me 21 months. Then they convicted me I got convicted of like 6 felonies, 6 charges, 6 counts. And they like hit the other one consecutive. When they was sentencing me or when they was talking, I was like, man, you really know how to, you just go straight to the feds. Like, this your first offense, you just go, you really know how to do it. Like, but, it was what it was. I just think it was awakening with God, like, trying to put me back on the right path. Like, you got a talent. You got so much other avenues. You don't got to do this type of stuff. You know what I mean? So, kids, if you out there watching this, like, do not try to fit in and take an easy route, you know what I mean? Because that shit jam you up for real. Like, I lost a lot with that whole federal stuff. I lost relationships. I lost positions in the music industry. I lost time. I lost money, you know what I mean? I lost myself trying to do that type of stuff. So it's like, You know, that ain't the cool way to be. Like, everybody be gang and all that, but when they come for you, they giving out time. So just be prepared, you know what I mean? If you trying to be into that life, know that you gonna get that time. And if you ain't about that life, you know what I mean, then go get a 9-to-5 job. There's absolutely nothing wrong getting no 9-to-5 job. I had to get one. They was gonna violate my probation. I worked at the chicken plant for 9 months, 7 days straight, like 13, 14 hours days.
Damn.
Yeah, I was determined because it was like I had to buy a show and a car. And, you know, you have to show proof of income. So I had to show them where I was getting that money from. Like, shout out to the chicken plant. Shout out to Miss Davis. They the only people who would hire me. You know what I mean? Like, nobody else. You're a convicted felon. That's another thing, too. Like, y'all don't think about that when y'all get locked up. You know, McDonald's wouldn't even hire me. Piggly Wiggly wouldn't even hire me. And I was in the country. Like, my probation address was in my parents' house in the country. So the resources there are limited. These are the only people who gave me an opportunity. And I took that opportunity. Shout out to Sassa. He's the superintendent. Shout out to Rollo. He's my supervisor. You know what I mean? They allowed me to work. I was like, yo, can I get overtime? They was like, you work as much overtime as you want because we need people. Like, they're always quitting. So I was working like 86 hours a week. And this lady, Miss Davis, she's the HR manager. She hired me on. I told her I was a felon because they don't really be hiring like felons. I just broke down the story. I was like, look, man, I'm trying to get my life back on track. These people trying to violate me. I can't get a job nowhere else. You see what I'm saying? I'm a convicted felon. I'm not going to lie to you. This is what my charges is. If you just give me one opportunity, I'm going to do the right thing by it. And they gave me an opportunity. You know what I mean? They let me work on third shift. I worked, you know, chicken plant worked 24 hours. And it's freezing ice ass cold in there. You see what I'm saying? So it's like from 5 o'clock until 10 o'clock the next morning, I would work. And they allowed me to do that. It was all legal. They wasn't breaking no rules. It's just they always needed help. So after one shift would get over, I'll go to the next shift and start working in that shift. Like, work 7 days a week. I actually won a car there, too. Like a Ford. It was a Ford Escape or something I won for working so much. Crazy. Shout out to HR. Shout out to Miss Moody.
And what you did with it?
I still got it. I mean, I got my range too, but I still got that car. That's like a keepsake. You know what I mean? Like, I never, like, that was one of the best experience that I could have had because it taught me about manufacturing. Well, the other streets taught me about manufacturing, but it actually taught me about how to actually run a business. You see what I'm saying? Like, the ins and outs of it. So shout out to Stan from HR. Shout out to Miss Thornton. You know, the whole Keystone Foods. Like, them niggas really put me on. Like, I wouldn't be right here with you right now today if it probably wasn't for them giving me that opportunity, because my PO was going to lock me up because I couldn't get no job. And she stopped all that music stuff. Like, I had to get off IG, everything. Like, I couldn't do no shows. I couldn't come on no pod like this. Couldn't do none of that at all. It was in my agreement. Like, they wouldn't let me do any of that. So, you know, if it wasn't for them, that said a group of people who, and they knew who I was. Like, they found out. And, you know, they was like, you Jha Jha? I'm like, hell no, ain't no damn Jha Jha. They like, you Jha Jha, nigga. We looking at your YouTube videos. They go back to the stuff when I was, you know, going to that gym or whatever. And I'm like, listen, man, I don't want no problems here. I'm just trying to work. They like, we got you. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, do your thing or whatever. But eventually it had got out that, you know, I was working there. But I ain't care. I had a whole nother agenda, a whole nother goal. And I made a deal with God, you know, like, if God gave me a second chance, I wouldn't disappoint my family. You know what I mean? If you gave me a second chance to take care of my family, I would do it the right way. If you gave me a second chance to just show my family that I could succeed in the world, that I could succeed, then I will use your God-given talents to succeed with that. I'm not, you know, going to go backwards or whatever. So I was just determined.
That's real.
How long you was on probation for?
2 years. They lied to me, Flip. Because they told me if I be good, I'll get off in 1 year. So the 1 year come, I'm like, oh, we about to be popping. It's like 2018. I called the lady. They had to switch the probation officer on me and everything. I'm like, why they switch? I'm about to get off papers. Nah, like, the lady was like, oh, yeah, you ain't pay your whole fine off. I'm like, the lady told me don't pay it all off. She said every month pay it like that. Don't just pay it off. She was like, well, you ain't pay it off. And, yeah, we put you back with her. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, you back on you ain't getting off no papers. And I'm like, word? She like, yeah. I'm like, man. So the other lady was like, well, it's too late now. You gonna have to, I gotta go to the bathroom. I go.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I'm like,
Oh, Jha Jha.
She didn't realize she had to use the bathroom.
She's probably trying to hold that shit.
Okay.
It's coming a new thing up here. It's a new hot thing now.
I mean,
I
giving
guess.
drinks before. We got. I think it's about giving the drinks.
The water too.
Yeah.
Water goes through. You can't really.
Did she not know she had to use the bathroom though? It's like she was shocked and like it just came out. What's wrong with her, bro?
The button turns.
I gotta get out when she come back. Did she not fucking know she had to use the bathroom, blood? You saw that?
Oh, Jha Jha.
It's a lot of things talked about here, man. Man, what can I say?
They gonna go crazy in the comments though. I know that.
Yeah, it's what I mean, we'll see. Definitely see. I mean, RP Stack Bundles. That was.
Shout out to Stacks, man.
Yeah, that was definitely. Actually, you had the video. You had one of the last videos before you passed away.
Yeah, I think like 2 weeks probably before.
Yeah.
Like that in the studio.
Yeah.
Well, Jim was there too.
Oh, Jim was there too.
In the studio. I forgot what studio it was. It was in the city though.
I think it was Quads.
Was it Quad? I feel like it was
He's
something.
saying yeah. Kyle saying yeah.
Yeah.
He was there probably.
He was there. Seen the video. Okay.
That's Quad Studio.
Yeah, shout out to Stacks.
It's the only studio they were really recorded at.
Okay, I don't remember.
Then Jim got his own studio later on. You know what I'm saying? With Stack,
I remember trying to get to Jim, but he already did like I heard like a million drops for the DJ, so he was kind of like over it. So I'm like, yo, Stack was like, yo, I got you. He tried to talk to him for me, and then Stack was just like, yo, he ain't with it right now, bro. That nigga like, you know what I'm saying? But Stack did the drop for me right there after that shit, and then so I posted that shit up. Solid dude though, you know what I'm saying? Real solid dude, man.
So
I know you like Jim Flip. I mean,
What you mean you know I like Jim? Pull the mic a little close. What you mean you know I like
I
Jim?
know you like Jim. I know that's your friend. I'm not really,
But Stack is Stack was my brother. I mean, but Jim, I built a rapport with Jim.
Yeah.
I did. I built a rapport with him. And
Jim could talk Jesus out of his holy water.
Well, he
So
never had
he's
those
good.
he never had those type of conversations
He's
with
good.
me.
He's a
But knowing, I mean, it's just putting two perspectives together. Now, is everybody is knowing what I know, and obviously you know some things. I didn't know it to that extent. Like I told you, I did hear about the Jersey thing. I did hear about that, and I said that earlier. You know what I mean, Jim. I did, and I knowing who Stack is. I couldn't see Stack living with niggas because they didn't even like they had an issue with the whole niggas staying in the same room together. In
They
hotels.
should come to my room and take showers.
Yeah.
Some of them, like I wouldn't let all of them, but I know Mel would come, Bully would come, Stacks came, Max came, like the media ones, cause I like have my own room. So they be like, yo, Jha, Jim got 10, 20 niggas in one room.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not taking no shower with these grown ass niggas. I'm like, all right, ain't tripping. I mean, I don't want to take a shower with y'all asses either, but all right, fuck it, we family. Like, ain't tripping.
I mean, that's what I heard. And even when it came time when niggas had to fly down and drive to the other part of the floor, I know about all that. That was all
Okay.
right. Yeah. So, but that doesn't. Yeah. Anyway, listen. Like I said, rest in peace, my brother. Rest in peace, your brother. And then we move forward. Our job is just to pay respects to him, and keep his name
100%.
alive, and that's it. Use my
Definitely.
platform and
Put his music out too.
yeah. Well, that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother. A lot of I don't know.
Put his music out. Whoever
Some
got it,
guy
I don't know who
threatened to
got
leak
it. Put it
music, all
out.
type of crazy shit going on with that. So we just try to sit back and shout out to Mike Doc as well. But we try to just sit back and just watch the watch the legacy be. Try to watch. It's gonna sound crazy, but watch the legacy remain where it's at, and hopefully add on to the legacy.
Add Stacks to the top 50 rappers too.
They did, right? I saw his name. His name was on there. What?
I ain't see it yet, but if
His
they
name
did,
was on
they
there.
did
His
good.
name was like number 40 something. The niggas was like, who the hell is? Why they put it there? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Shout out, rest in peace. But anyway, shout out to people that gave you a job also.
Yeah.
Man, big shout out to Keystone Foods. Listen, these people put me in this position right now. Like I say, shout out to Miss Davis. She's like an angel. Shout out to HR, Miss Moody. Shout out to Stan. Shout out to my superintendent, Sassa, Rollo, my supervisor. Without them, like, I wouldn't be here. Like, cause they actually let me work, and they knew I was working every single day. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, there's nothing wrong with going to get no 9-to-5 job. Like, you know, I did it, and I was on my grind. I turned 100. Like, that job was, you only supposed to really be making like $200-$300. I never seen that a week. I made like $1,400-$1,500 a week, and that may not be a lot to, like, you know, us out here, like in the real world, but that's a country environment that I was in. Eufaula, Alabama. You know, they're not from our same type of world, and to them that's a lot of money, and for you to make that type of money is like unrealistic. You know what I mean? So it's like they allowed me to do it the legal way, go to every department who needed help. You know what I mean? And let me do that. So, you know, God bless all of y'all, and thank y'all so much. I will never, ever forget, you know what I mean, any of you guys. So.
Real quick, what was your jail experience?
I was about to.
I was popping in jail. Jail was easier than having a job. I had to do nothing in jail. They was going crazy. What?
Crazy like
Listen,
what?
Crazy. Them girls was going. I had my dinner, breakfast, lunch cooked.
Oh shit.
I ain't have to worry about clothes. You know, in the feds, I don't know what the state like, but the feds, they like on some bougie shit. They get their nails done, their hair blow dry, they got the makeup on, they get the tight pants still with the skinny legs and all that type of stuff. Like, so when as soon as I touched down, like I'm talking about, they had like the package. They give you like the commissary, the laundry bag full of everything: sweats, sneakers, candy, soups, all type of stuff. But you know, I had my own money, like, and they had already told me like, don't take nothing from somebody, because then somebody feel like you they bitch. But when I was, it was way different. Like with me, like they be looking for people like me. So it's like you kind of, if you are one of me, you good in prison. Like, cause they looking for the closest thing that kind of look boyish to them. So they with it. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't have no problems in prison.
No fights, no nothing.
No, I ain't had no fight. Now, I almost died in prison, but it wasn't no fight. The dentist pulled my tooth. That's how I got this right here. The dentist pulled my tooth, and it was infected, and the infection seeped in my bloodstream. And they had to like do an emergency thing, like where they removed like the fluid from around the lining of my heart. So like, I had lost like wild weight. They couldn't understand what was wrong with me, and come to find out it was infection in my bloodstream. And they
like an assist.
No, it wasn't a cyst. It was, you know, when your tooth, you're supposed to wait a week to pull your teeth. Like, they're supposed to disinfect it or give you, like, antibiotics. He never gave me the antibiotics. He just pulled my tooth. So the infection was still in my gum line, and it seeped into my bloodstream. So what happened is, after they removed the fluid around the lining of my heart, like, they gave me some stuff called prednisone. And it's like, I guess some steroids or something, but the doctor had me taking too much of it. Like, he had me taking, I think I took like 180 milligrams in one day. And all I remember is I woke up, I had peed on myself. I woke up, I was like, damn, I peed on myself, what the hell? And I just fell out. I woke back up in the hospital. I had this, my face looked like I was in like a car wreck. And they said, you fell out, you caught a seizure. I'm like, a seizure? I don't even have seizures. And it was like your heart rate sped up and all that, blah, blah, blah. And pretty much it came from that. Like, it was misdiagnosed. Like, I wasn't supposed to be taking that much. They had it printed wrong, where I was supposed to be taking like 60 or 30 milligrams like every so hours. And I was only supposed to take 30 milligrams that whole day. So it like, I could have died in prison like that way.
You sued them?
We you know. We get into it.
Yeah, man.
We get into it. Yeah, but that was like the most. Every prison was like, don't go to prison, kids. Like, or people. But I didn't have a problem in prison. The most I had, they would put me in the shoe because like the girls was fighting over me, and they was just like, you a problem. Like, you know, I got shipped like twice because of that. Like, one of the girls went over there, the girl I was talking to, she got mad at the other girl because she felt like she was disrespecting her. She went over to the other girl dorm and beat her up. I didn't even know she beat the girl up, but she went over there, beat her up. I'm going to child. And he like, oh, GD, like, such and such just beat the shit out of such and such over you. I'm like, what? They were like, nigga, you knew what was going on. That's why you left him with the child. I ain't know though. But they both went to the shoe. One of the girls put a separate T on the other girl. She got shipped to a place, and then I wound up getting shipped to that same place. So she really didn't kind of keep us away from each other. But yeah, prison was an interesting experience.
4 years.
4 years, 3 years, and because you get good time. So it was like 3 years and 6 months or something. I went to the halfway house. And the halfway house was just, you could have left me in prison for that. I would have just did my time out there. I would prefer to do my time in prison than be on paper, to be honest with you. That's like prison on top of a prison. Because you can't do nothing. Like, you have terms. And those terms and guidelines are what the judge sets out for you. So my charges was fraud. So that means they had access to my phone records, to my computers, to who I speak to. I couldn't speak to anybody that had a criminal background. While I was on probation, I couldn't deal with them. They could violate me for that. So I just cut ties with everybody because I didn't want to get nobody else jammed up in my shit. So I stayed away from niggas until, you know what I mean, I got off papers. I got off of IG. I did everything. I wasn't trying to be in the mix because they watch all of that. They see who you communicating with and all that type of stuff. So I ain't want to put nobody in that predicament, along with myself.
And when you got off papers?
I got off papers in March 2019.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's next for Jha Jha?
Well, Jha Jha is actually, I own my own company, IME Enterprise and Get a Girl Entertainment. I make my own clothes. I got my own clothing line. You see what I'm saying? Right now, we just getting acclimated back into the music industry. You know what I mean? Just getting my name out, letting people get familiar with me because a lot of people are not really familiar with me. A lot of people compare me to other, artists, and they don't know that I've been kind of on my splash way before, other artists even came out. But, when they do their research, they'll find out, But pretty much just tear up the music, like get back to recording, making records for people, making records for myself. You know what I mean? I want to be number one, Flip. I'm going to be real with you. Like, I want the top spot. I don't want, it ain't just about, just debuting. I want to crack the charts. I want to, like, Mac's about to come home. It's about to be crazy. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's about to be that season for real. I want people to really know that I'm a force to be reckoned with when it comes to this music. Like, I'm nice. Not just lyrically nice, but I make records nice. Like, I want to be in that 250, 300, 400, 500,000 a show, selling out arenas type genre. I want the world to sing my records. So that's what I'm on. I got a lot of work to do.
Who do you want to work with now in 2019? Like, who are you a fan of that you might want to work with?
I like so many range variety of people. I like Kendrick Lamar. I like Summer Walker. She's dope. SZA. I love Drake. Who else? I love Lil Baby. Moneybagg Yo. It's a lot of people that. Chris Brown is like a big inspiration. I still want to work with Usher. I want to work with Jay-Z. Missy. And, actually, my producer, Lamb, I actually kind of got him his like situation with them too, like, cause with Mona and all of them, like, we was way younger, but yeah, he had like the end with them. He actually wrote plenty of records, like a couple of records, and actually featured on a record with Missy. Missy is like her and the Brett. I don't know how I forgot the Brett. Like them are like the people who I grew up on, and cause the Brett was just like so nice, like she was killing niggas. I was like, yo, she's shorty nice. She's a problem. And Missy was just so eclectic. She was just all around. You see what I'm saying? She was smooth and just a superstar. So, yeah, I mean, it's a lot of people. NBA Youngboy. I just really want to work. You know what I mean? Like, niggas get at me too, like whoever. Like, I'm not tripping. Like, like, I'm not really no selfish artist as far as I want everything to be just all about me or whatever. I work with whoever. As long as you got some talent, we gonna make something happen. See what I'm saying? So, that, Flip. Like, I work with you. I don't care.
Don't throw me in the middle of that. Don't throw me in the middle of that. So, but you did, I will say on record that, when Stack passed away and I wanted to do a record, you was in the studio, you invited me to Quads, and you hopped on the record, even though we didn't finish it.
Why we didn't finish it?
I didn't know what I was doing.
Oh, okay.
But you hopped on it, you know what I mean? And that was love. You did. And I always
That was before I met you, or as a?
When you met me, Stack was alive. Right?
Yeah,
When I did Chicken Noodle Soup with him.
probably like 05 maybe.
Yeah, he was alive. He knew about all that shit. Mm-hmm. Like 06, I did that, yeah. Sidekick shit. Then I got the deal was 08, 07, 08. So he passed away. Yeah, but that wasn't like on their level of rapping.
Right.
Mm-hmm. She looked out. She like, nah, I got you. That shit was there. I remember that shit.
So y'all niggas want them records. That's what like I do records. Like I'm even if it's a street record, I'm gonna try to make it a club record. Like that's just me. I got that bounce. That's what I do. See what I'm saying? That's what you want one of them. You come holler at Jha Jha GT. You see what I'm saying? So, but you know, I work with anybody as long as they talented. I ain't really got no beef with nobody. You know what I mean? Like. I got some joints that I want to like let Cam hear too, and Jewels, you know, when they get home. I got like a bop for them. You see what I'm saying? Like I want niggas to know that there's no pressure with me and Cam. Like I like Cam, like you know what I mean. If it wasn't for Cam like saying Jha Jha, we got Miami in the building. What up, mama? Like you see what I'm saying? Like that shit took me to some other type of stuff. Like that's how I got my whole notification. You know what I mean? Him and Jewels, like Jewels ain't had to let me in his studio. See what I'm saying? So shout out to whole Harlem for that, you know what I mean? Shout out to Cam, you know what I mean? Like it ain't nothing but love. You feel me?
Shout out to Flea.
What's your relationship like with the other members? What you know, like J.R. Ryder and them?
I haven't spoke to J.R. Ryder in a while. You know, I wish them well, but I guess everybody, you know, kind of went their own ways. I know I talked to Rel over the IG. He was going through an issue with his parents. That situation was going on. I just, you know, send out my condolences or whatever, because you don't kick nobody when they down or whatever, you know. I think he was, like, going through some other stuff. And I just was like, you know, it's all love, homie, like, you know, God bless. And I think I may have spoke to 42 after I got home. So, you know, big shout out to them, too, you know what I mean? Y'all niggas keep doing your thing. Hold your head.
Well, give out your Instagram. Tell me where to find you.
My Instagram is Jha Jha Splash, JHA Splash, SPLASH, and Instagram.com. Twitter is The Real Jha Jha, DAREAL JHA. You know what I mean? And that's where you can find me for right now. Like, I ain't got no management team. I'm just getting acclimated back into this. I'm like my own little team for right now. But, you know, we working on that. Publicists and all that type of stuff. So I'll be in your favorite spots and areas. But for right now, that's where y'all niggas can find me at. Y'all want some hits? That's where you find me at. You can hit me and we make something happen. You see what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, I do all type of music. Hip-hop, pop, R&B, rock and roll. You give me the track, I'm a slave to the track. Whatever the track say do, then that's what I'm going to do. See what I'm saying? So
I'm gonna send some shit, man. I got a few joints.
Send me some joints.
I got a few joints for you, man.
Send me some joints.
You know what I'm saying? What you laughing at? I got no joints.
You do? I just...
What you laughing at?
It's just...
I can't sell no joints?
You can't. You can't.
So that's just...
You just using your power.
She using her power too. She said she want to work, so I'm giving her work.
I'm trying to
You use your power, man. It's just good to see people drunk with power. Yeah.
She want to work, we gonna work.
Yeah. You do got joints. Yeah. Let's see. Send it to her. Make sure, man. Both of y'all, man. I'm watching both of you. I'm watching. I definitely. G Money got some joints, man. You still doing the beats and everything, right? Yeah. So I would love to see the outcome of that Ojo side. You know, I'm talking shit. Cause it's funny, I feel like you're abusing your power. Like, yo, man, what's up, man? You gonna flip the script, so now you wanna work, we gonna work. You know what I mean? That just felt kind of good.
Nah, it just, you know,
I'm ignorant like that.
If it makes sense, you know, I don't do it to every guest though. But if it makes sense, like she put it out there a couple times, like, yo, what's up? So I'm like, I'm listening, I'm waiting. She said it again. I'm like, all right, cool. So.
Oh, check out I
saying?
just did the So Everywhere video too. I did the Casanova So Brooklyn freestyle. I was at the BET Awards or whatever, and I just did like a little video. You know what I mean, for that, whatever, just to. So y'all can go check that out too on YouTube. So.
Are you back out here?
In New York? You know, I got a spot in Garden City. I live in Cumming. Like, I just bought a house in Cumming, Georgia. So I'm like out there now. You know, Atlanta's popping right now. Popping. So I'm moving around.
Thank you.
thank you guys. Listen, man, I appreciate y'all so much for having me out here. Like me, I love opportunities. I appreciate every opportunity that comes my way. I be like super stoked about stuff. I was super excited about coming here. Yeah, because I was supposed to leave actually this morning. I'm like, nah, I don't know why y'all was talking about leaving this morning. I got to go do this podcast. It's like late at night. Getting out of here.
I appreciate that.
I mean, what made you want to do the podcast? I think I reached out to you a while ago. Let me see.
Nah.
Let me check. I check.
Check and see. I've been locked up since 2012, 13, so.
I'll check. Slow down. Jha Jha Splash.
Yeah.
Let me just slow myself.
Mm-hmm.
Hold up. Give me a second. Here we go. Sorry, y'all. Give me a second.
Take your time.
Oh, nah, I didn't.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
Nah, I'm a real one now. If you reach out, I'm going to reach back.
You got me.
I'm a real one. If you reach out, I reach back.
I wanted to have one, man. I wanted to get her, man.
Nah, if you reach out, I reach back. For real.
Nah, but we definitely appreciate you pulling up, man. It's dope. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I knew you for a long time, and I was on the road. I was younger, you know, and seeing you there, seeing your work ethic, and then you know the love that you show. So it means a lot. You know, it's reciprocated. So salute to you.
Definitely, we out of here. Another
Shout out to everybody in the building.
one time. Yeah,
Shout
shout
out
out to the
to
whole
we
team.
got Far Rock in here too. These Stacks people. We got Kai in here. See what I'm saying? We got my nigga 2 from Hempstead Terrace. You see what I'm saying?
Salute.
We got say your name. We got Gio and this bitch. Like you see what I'm saying? Like I just met him. These Stacks people. See what I'm saying? Anybody that's a friend, a Stacks, a friend of me. See what I'm saying? So that's how I give it up. 100. Free Max B. See what I'm saying? Welcome home, Zoo. You know what I mean? I ain't forget you, nigga. Like you know. Shout out to DJ Duya. He actually linked me with this whole situation again. So DJ Duya, you know, it's love. Everybody just give me a chance. You see what I'm saying? I'm back. Just hit me out for a minute. That's all I'm saying. I don't, you know, I ain't come to shake up stuff too crazy, but just let y'all know what time it is.
That's what's up, though. Shout out the whole Far Rock, man. Shout out to, you know, Stacks, of course. Rest in peace, Chinks. You know
Yeah, and go back and check my YouTube video because I get like a lot of comparisons to certain people. Like, go check my YouTube video so y'all know I'm not biting nobody and stuff like that too. You see what I'm saying? Like, I've been on my splash since 2008, 7. So, you know, just let y'all know because you ain't never bring nothing like that up. So I had to let people know.
As far as who you compared to?
Yeah, they be comparing me.
And who they see you compared to?
You know, we talk about it later. If you ain't make a comparison, then, you know.
I'm just saying. Well, the only...
Yeah, it's you know, it's pretty.
Who?
Who else?
I ain't shit. These niggas can't tell me the shit. Who?
No,
Who, M.A.? What? Baltimore chick? Snoop? What we talking about here?
Yeah, that's what I was. I mean,
Nigga can't tell me. Come on, let's flip the script. I ain't know. That's my P. I knew she been talented, so I didn't think nothing of it. I knew her for years.
Yeah, so.
And then I called her. I said I called Cam today. And I supposed to buy her just to find out if she gave no disrespect. If she gave anybody the goods, they said, nah, never. Both of them. So nah, I said.
Shout out to Bino. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Bino said, nah, hell no, flip. Nah, she ain't never. I said, oh, I wanted to have some shit to come out about, man. I didn't have it. So niggas say you look like somebody. You acting like somebody.
Yeah, because they do a comparison, you know what I mean, to the Young M.A. or whatever like that. I guess because of the hair, but I've been on my splash way before that. I just don't, you know, it ain't no beef or nothing. I don't want niggas to think it's no beef, but I've been on my splash, like, so.
But all they gotta do is go on YouTube and look at it.
But some people don't go on, they don't know, you know what I mean? Like, so they like, oh, yo.
it's a whole new generation now.
It's a whole new generation now, so.
Yup. I said that. Remember that?
Yeah, make a shit go, ooh. Like, I
Yeah,
did
I
that
told
in
you that.
07. Yeah.
I'm joking.
Yo, we out of here, man. Make sure y'all follow the pages. At Flip the Script Pod, at Queens Flip, at DJG Money 156 on the IG. Another classic joint, man. Shout out to The Rock once again, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jha Jha coming through. Appreciate you.
Shout out to y'all for having me. Shout out to the whole NY. You see what I'm saying? Stand the fuck up. Y'all niggas we was out there rolling loud. It was crazy. You know what I mean?
Word?
Like, yeah, we was out to rolling loud. It was crazy. Shout out to everybody. You know what I mean? Shout out to Miami, Opelika. You know what I mean? Cal City, Liberty City, Little Haiti, Fort Lauderdale, Tampa, Orlando, Jacksonville, Tallahassee. You know what I mean? I'm from there, so they gonna be like, oh, you ain't showing no. You gotta show love to your hometown. Shout out to Atlanta. I've been getting a lot of love in the A too. You know what I mean? Like a lot of love out there. You know, y'all gonna be seeing me more. That's all I can say.
What's up?
I need them Beach G money.
That's me taking advantage of
I
that.
wrote a hook in my head while we.
You didn't give it to her. She cool, man.
Come on, man.
She
You give it to her, man.
She put me on the spot. We good. We good.
G.
We here, man. You know what I'm
You
saying?
didn't give it to her, man.
Nah, I just did. I had to.
Yeah, you can't give it to her because of that. That's fucking using. That's enticement, bro. What?
She not.
Give her she cool, man.
Yeah, she not cool?
She is, but what's your premise? Because she said she came up with a hook.
Yeah.
It's Queens Flip, URL TV once again. Stack Tobe, RP Stack Bundles.
Facts.
You know, classic interview to me as well. And you know, we just here, man. Like once again, you know, we let people tell their stories. We don't talk about it before. We don't have phone conversations. We don't paint any narratives. We allow people to tell their stories, and I just be who Queens Flip is, man. If you know the brand, you know the plan, and you know the man. Pause. And on that case, man, lock your doors. Oh, first of all, follow me at Queens Flip with a Z. Make sure you subscribe on SoundCloud and iTunes. Important. Make sure you turn your notifications on, and we're doing real good. Lock your doors, close your windows, close your blinds, open your blinds. And if you see Jha Jha on your lawn, you don't need a firearm. Nope. But don't let her in because she'll cause you harm. I'm from Queens.